Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And tonight, we're going to be talking about, is the economy going to get better or is it going to get worse? I want to hear from you out here in the audience tonight. And do you have a plan? That is the $1,000,000 question. As you already know, the SSN Nation always has a plan, but I want to hear what your plans are. Because if you can figure out if the economy is going to be great or if it's going to fall off, I want to know about it because there's all kind of indicators going both ways. So we have a lot to talk about tonight. And of course, we always have solutions. And welcome. Stop struggling now, gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. Right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And before we get well into this, please share the videos because you never know who's out here looking for information. And not all information is the same. It could be similar, but there are always a different nuance to it. So let's get into it tonight, shall we? Let me see who's in the house first, because once again, it matters who's in the house. And before I begin, I should remember, in the chat room, that's right, the live stream chat room, make sure you open it up. I put in, if you want to get a shot at a free monster box, Silver Eagle monster box, in case you don't know what a Silver Eagle is, that is a coin minted by the United States government. A monster box is a box that is worth $18,000 to $19,000. That's how many Silver Eagle coins are in this monster box. They have a giveaway. That link is in the chat room. So how about starting that off tonight? Because if you win that monster box, that's a box of silver. And some people will say it's a hedge against inflation. Others would say that's a hedge against a currency drop. So once again, it's good for you. So if you win, come back and let us know. But you got to enter to be able to win. And not only that, the economy going to get better or worse is the question. It does not matter if you make moves and have a plan now, such as our own Auntie Val, aka Professor Auntie Val. She started a couple of businesses recently. One of them is the Beachfront Java. It has started off with a bang, and we love it. 5-star reviews. Here's the thing. If you want to get 10% off for life, you have to make your first order now. Your first order, you will not receive 10% off, but any order thereafter, you will receive 10% off. So let her know, send an email, put something in the promo code line, some way, somehow, let her know you're from SSN Nation so she can set you up so you receive 10% off for life. Now, some of you may say, Eric, I can get coffee anywhere. Sure you can. But how about blends from Africa, Peru, Honduras, Indonesia? And we're talking about K-cups as well. And we're talking about fine ground, not bad. Drip ground, not bad. Whole bean in 1 pound, 2 pound, 5 pound bags. Premium blends, ladies and gentlemen. Beachfront Java is also in the chat room. So go over there, show your love, show some support. Let's see who's in the house. Professor is here. Professor Auntie Val is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And she has the icon, next to her name, which means she's a member of the channel. And she says her tagline, good evening, fam. Good evening to you. She's showing the heart. She's showing the support and the strength. She's showing the Java, of course. And she says she received the notification. That's one person right off the top. Let me know if you saw the notification or saw the trailer and received the notification. Let's see if we can break the record tonight. All right. SD Bullion, as you guys see, it's in the chat room already. Victor Marrero is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream with the icon next to his name. And he says his tagline, hello all, let's do this. That's right. We're going to make it happen, Victor Marrero, as you know, with your contributions as well. Every Monday night, make sure you have a pen, pad, and paper because you never know what knowledge is going to be dropped. Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, knowledge that's going to be dropped. And here's the funniest part. You don't have to pay for it. This is the SSN Academy, SSN University, the No Guru Zone. So you don't have to pay for anything. And you can ask questions right here in the chat room, right there in that chat room. You can ask questions. It may get answered. But very nice to see you once again, Victor Marrero. And also, we have Laverne Penix here. He's known in these YouTube streets in the SSN Nation as Mr. Cool. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream with the icon next to his name. And he brings his tagline, hello, SSN Nation. I hope everyone is doing well. I received the notification and trailer. Thank you so much. That's 2 people this evening. Much appreciated. Very nice to see you once again, Laverne Penix, Mr. Cool. Let's see what else. Blade's in the house. Blade Kona is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he says, hola familia, hola. He says, buenos noches. I received a notification and trailer. That's 3 people this evening. Thank you so much, Blade Kona. And I'm very, very happy to see you once again. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't even have anything to start with tonight. This is open conversation because is the economy going to get better or worse? Let me see. Let's just start it off this way. What is the economy? Somebody's going to have to say, like most people would say, it's the stock market, but it's not in reality. But for a lot of people, it is, because if you're buying assets and you have a plan, then you will care about the stock market a little bit more than some people who don't have any interest in the stock market. But you would have had a nice little 20% run up, 10% run up over the last year in the stock market. You'd be pretty happy right now if you chose the right stocks or ETFs. You'd be pretty happy if you bought into Tesla, like Mr. Cool. We were talking about it. It dropped, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of people aren't even going to know nothing about when it was 106, 107. That's right, 106, 107. And people were still waiting for it to go under 100, including myself, but I didn't believe it. I was like, that would be nice because that would have been a buying spree galore, but it never did. But did you buy when it was 110, when it was 108, 115, 120? Now it's over 260, 270, 280. You would have doubled your money in less than a year. This is the kind of thing that you have to think about. Some people were doing dollar cost average along the way. So we had people who bought it 300. Then they had people who bought it 200. Then you had people who bought it 120. Well, your dollar cost average is going to be higher than if you would have waited and said, you know what, I'm just going to buy when I feel comfortable. Right down here where it was 120, 110, 106. That would have made a huge difference. So there's something to be said on either side. Your dollar cost average would have came down. So you might have average might be 175, 190. You have a plan, whether the economy gets good or it goes bad. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Just because the economy goes bad does not mean another part of the economy does not do well. There's always a balancing act. So you have to have a plan in either direction unless you don't know which direction the stock market's going to be in. Well, if you don't know, well, guess what? If you don't know, then that means you have to plan like you don't know. That means if you want to be in the stock market, you're going to have to buy stocks on a certain basis. You'll say, okay, I'm just going to buy these stocks that I love every 2 weeks or every month. Does not matter the cost. That'll be dollar cost averaging your way in. So if the stock price goes down, you're going to be able to buy more shares. If the stock price goes up, you buy less shares. But the fact of the matter is, you will be in the market. So when there is a bull run, which will happen, you will be prepared at a lower price. Now, that's one plan. Let's see what we got here. Here's some news, ladies and gentlemen. This is bad. Yellow trucking shutting down, canning 30K people wasn't good. I didn't know about this canning of people. There was talk about the pension was not going to be paid. Now they're shutting, this is exactly what we're talking about here for the last 5 years. I want to know what happens to their pension money. There's this, I don't know what people are thinking. Here's one of the things, one of my little pet peeves, hanging out in these right to work states. I cannot believe the amount of people who are willing to receive money that is significantly lower than what they should be receiving. I cannot believe many businesses that I walked into when I was doing my businesses in the Southeast, where people would say, literally, I have not been paid since last week, but I'm still here trying to help the business get back on its feet. I'm like, what the heck are you saying? This makes no sense. You're working for free. Okay, fine. Well, here's the other part to the equation. We've been telling people for years, pensions are going to be stolen because that money is sitting on the sidelines. Ask the people that retired from Sears, where's their pensions? Ask the people who have retired from several organizations, where's their pensions? Teacher funds are underfunded. Generally, every pension fund is underfunded. Yellow trucking, canning 30,000 people, their pension, I'm assuming, is going to be gone. There are some people that work there 20 plus years. They could have retired anytime, but they went with I am working here. I love the company. Everything's good. What else am I going to do? My pay is nice. No sense in me retiring. No sense in me taking that early payout. This is what we're talking about here, ladies and gentlemen. Lives being ruined. All right, now we're going to have to go look at this since she's talking about it, because I didn't know nothing about it. But here we are. They declared bankruptcy, dipping out on pension plans. There we go. There we go. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. You guys are sitting up here not getting your own businesses started. You're thinking, oh, my job is good. I'm going to work there 20 years. Well, guess what? If you're not working for a Fed bank or Goldman Sachs or somebody like that, you pretty much have really no guarantees. You're not working for a government agency like the federal government. You're guaranteed pretty much federal government, right? But if you're working for state government who has state pensions, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to be rudely awakened one day, and you're just going to be happy that maybe your parents or maybe even you were able to get into getting some of your pension money, because this may be a thing of the past. Again, when you have the top 10 percenters owning most of the wealth, which means they're owning most of the companies and corporations, that means they can do what they want. You are an employee. You get a W-2. Once again, this is why you need your own assets. It doesn't matter what those assets are. They have to be assets. You got to get them. Your own businesses. Even if you want to do something simple like you don't have assets and you say, you know what, I'm going to come on here and do some YouTube videos. That's a video. That's an asset. You might say, I'm coming on here to do something else. So do you have a plan, ladies and gentlemen? Jesus Christ, I can't believe this. Victor Marrero, here's another beauty for the dividend portfolio. Uh-oh, he's talking about SP, S&P, the SPY I invest in the S&P 500. Like Jeppy, it pays monthly dividends, currently paying 10.5, yield at $5.27 per share, performance returns 10.51%. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Victor Morrell gave you two of them. JEPI for everybody on the SSN Nation podcast. J as in Jericho, E as in Eric, P as in Paul, I as in India. Or we can go with J as in Jericho, E as in Eric, P as in Paul, Q as in quarter, JEP, Q, JEPI. Both are over 11%. But Victor Morrell has put in the mix a new one. S is in Sam, P is in Paul, Y, I is in India, SPY I, and that's giving a 10.5% yield. Can you live with 10.5%, ladies and gentlemen? I think you might feel that's safe. You want to have a plan. If the economy goes bad, who cares? These guys are probably still going to be giving out their dividends, and you're still going to be earning money every month. We gave you three actually when you start including JEPI, JEPQ, and you go SPYI. Thank you very much, Victor Morrell. Once again, write those down, ladies and gentlemen. You have an option. You got to have a plan. But I want to hear. We got to look into this because I did not know. I've been very, very busy, unfortunately. But I did not know about this because we're going to go find out this Yellow Trucking declaring bankruptcy. Unbelievable. They didn't want to look. Let's call it what it is. I can't believe this. $1 billion in debt. Oh man, this has my pet peeves written all over this. While you guys are out here working your behinds off, blood, sweat, and tears. You said, I got vacation time. I'm not going to use it. I have sick time. I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to take my days off. No biggie. All this nonsense. Okay, I don't mean to say that, but it's always been in my head when I used to work for other people. I was always sitting there like, if it's not about the money, then what are we doing here? That's my number one thing. But what I didn't know was my coworkers, they didn't care about the money. There's other things that has to do with a job. And then number one's not money. Number two's not money. Number three's not money. Number four's not money. It's unbelievable. It's not even about that until it's about that. So if you're sacrificing, getting underpaid, I don't understand. This is the thing. I never understood because I never looked at it like I was going to work somewhere for 40 years. I always figured whoever I work for, they would probably be out of business. Some companies that I work for, 2 or 3 of them went out of business. They're big time companies. I'm talking about hundreds of millions of dollars a year. Revenues. Gone. Just like these guys. Gone. And everybody's sitting there like, oh my God, I can't see that coming. Well, guess what? Things are being shipped over to China. China, we can have it manufactured for pennies on the dollar. You don't have to pay anybody no more than a few dollars per hour. And then you can still ship it over here cheaply because of our trade deals that we have. So once again, this leaves people in a situation where you are at the mercy of the company. Here we go. This is crazy. And again, this right here, this Teamsters Union said on Sunday, good God Almighty, somebody had to buy them, right? Oh no, you got to be kidding me. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this. Can you believe this? This is a travesty. Our federal government doing socialism. I didn't know this about Yellow Freight. This is straight up socialism. During the pandemic, the federal government agreed to give the shipping company a $700 million loan. What the? Because the Department of Defense was one of the company's customers, which the company reportedly quickly spent. This is insane. In return for the loan, the Treasury Department took a 30% stake in the company. What is this? Socialism? This is insane. This is disgusting, quite frankly. I'm sure a lot of you, when you start your business, you would be lovely to have $1 million or $2 million coming in that says, hey, just give me a loan, even just for the hell of it. Let's see if we can make this work. I'll give you 30%. This is insanity. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, this is taking a turn for the worse. Is the economy going to get better or worse? Let me hear your comments on this. This is insanity. Jesus Christ. They had government loan bailout, now can't pay back. This is exactly right. Based on a Ponzi where they said you have a defense contract, So what we're going to do is we're going to give you the 700 million because we know your contract is, who knows what it is, $100 million annually or $200 million, whatever the case may be. This is insane. This ought to be disgusting to each and every one of you. Socialism while we're out here doing capitalism. This is insanity. This is exactly why I have disdain for this situation. And that's why this channel is called Stop Struggling Now, because we need you to understand there are advantages for other people and it ain't you. You need to figure out starting your own, whatever it is, getting your own assets and making sure you have joined in with the top dogs. What I mean is, as I say on every live stream, if you know, I'm going to move this up. It used to be the top 10% of the wealthiest in the United States and around the world own 89% of the stock market. I'm going to move it up to 90%. You know why I'm going to move it up to 90%? Because I know that's what it is going to be when they give another reading, because when the pandemic came, those with money was buying up the stocks dirt cheap. And then now the stocks are 10 to 20% higher. So therefore, their net wealth went up. And they're going to have more wealth, more shares bought. So therefore, I know it's going to tick up another 1 or 2% next time they run the numbers. So I'm just going to start saying 90%. Top 10% owns 89 to 90% of the stock market. That's why the stock market is a barometer that you, as Main Street individual, an OC, ordinary citizen, you don't need to really worry about it. You need to be participating. You also need to be participating in starting a business. Now, something came across. I have no idea what their stock ticker is. But this is disgusting. So you guys have to understand, you're out here playing around. There's things happening in the background. This is why I had to ask this question today. Is this good? Is there 30,000 people? I mean, this is insane. I mean, is this 30,000 people? What's happening here? That's not where I want to be. Here's where I want to be. Okay. This is insane to me. Company closes, put thousands out of work. This is insane. This is just crazy. 30,000 jobs gone. I'm in shock by this. I am really in shock. 10 hours ago, it's already up on Investopedia. Oh my God. $1.3 billion. And the United States government owns 30%, which is 30% of nothing now, except whatever their assets are. This is insane. The trucking company, yes, it's YELL. This is insane. That means their stock has had to be stopped from being traded. The third largest carrier and fifth largest transportation company face massive debt and standoff. The closure would mean 30,000 lost jobs. Oh, no, it's more than that, ladies and gentlemen. Like we just stated, it's not only 30,000 lost jobs, it's 30,000 or whoever qualified, the thousands that were qualifying for their pension money, that's gone. Bye-bye. So they actually did a Ponzi situation. They basically just took the 700 and some odd million, and let me guess, they're going to file bankruptcy. Who's going to carry the load for that bankruptcy? Who's going to have to pay that back? It's not them. They don't have the assets to even cover it. It's funny how these guys can get loans without the assets to cover their loans. You try to go down and get a loan that you don't have the assets to cover. All of a sudden, you're going to be like, they're going to look at you like, why are we giving you a, $5 million loan again? Oh, because I have a defense contract. What's your asset? Just a defense contract. Oh, and I have these trucks out here. And, we're just the fifth largest in the world. Yes, but you already have a few $1 billion in debt. You're already in debt. Why are you here? What are you talking about? Why am I going to give you money? That would be your questions. You'd be like, hey, I'm not doing that. You can't pay me back. How are you going to be able to pay me back? You're already in debt. You can't pay that. But okay, I'll just give you 700. I'll just give you 700 million more. No worries. This is insane. Oh man, their loan matured June 30th, 2024 of next year, except they had a problem. Oh my God, this is insane. Oh my God. The latter was part of a relief loan provided during the pandemic in exchange for a hefty 30% stake in the company. As of March, they made 54.8 million in interest payments and repaid 230 million of the principal owed. The treasury loan category, look, you have 30,000 employees. Again, a lot of people don't understand that FICA. So I'm just going to have to explain right now. There's some people out here cheering the money they make, and they don't realize. Go look at your FICA. Whatever you're paying in FICA, the company's also paying that in FICA. That's coming out of the company's pocket. So inherently, it's not such a good thing. The more employees they have, they're sitting there like, holy smokes. And then they say, we have a pension fund too. This is crazy. This is disgusting. After you find out about all this. So in other words, this company would have been out of business before if they didn't get this $700 million loan and they weren't even positive. So again, I ask, why would they get a loan of this magnitude? Because they had a freaking defense contract inside player game. Okay, enough. Let me know what you guys think. I hear some people chiming in here. I hear it. I see it. Let's see what we got. Transportation is considered systemically important. Exactly. So these sweetheart deals for certain industries are easy to get. Trucking, airlines, mail delivery services. Auntie Val says it best. She said it best right there. The economy is going to get worse, and if you are smart, you have to prepare for what it's coming. Blaze Ascona. I have to agree on that. In fact, that's I'm sitting there knowing that when they drop the interest rate, there's going to be a run. But at the same time, I'm knowing stuff like this is going to happen as well. Kentucky, teacher funds under the teacher's pension fund, undervalued, no money. California, tons of pensions, state pension plans, underfunded, not good. It's every state. Illinois, every state. Florida, it does not matter. Every state, their pension funds are underfunded. You have to understand what we're working with here in America. The only way you can pay future pensions is if you have employees working. And the problem is, how many people are retiring each year from your company? Is it 100? Is it 200? Well, guess what? The pensions kick in. Do you still have 200 or more people that's working there to pay into the pension fund? It's a Ponzi in reality. New workers have to pay for old workers' retirement. If companies have to reduce their workforce, they will not have enough money in the pension plan. Simple, not that hard. It's smoke and mirrors. Meanwhile, companies like Yellow could be on the stock exchange getting stock money and create a value on stocks that you can borrow against the stocks for more loans, even though they don't have the profits. A la Tesla, for instance. All right. This is why playing in their environment, you could get ahead or you could get burnt. But there is something that you can think about. Start your own business, get your own assets. All right. It's that simple. All right. Let's go. Look who else is in the house. Thank you, Blades Kona, for that. Curtis Davis is here. Mr. Financial has arrived. The icon is next to his name. And welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he says his tagline is good evening, SSN family and SSN Academy. And you know what's coming next, ladies and gentlemen. It's ABMM, always be making money. And by the way, I'm wearing the shirt today, F average, be legendary. You know what you're going to have to do over the next 5 years. There's going to be a roaring 20s. But at the same time, there's going to be a pretty high percentage of the population that's not going to be able to enjoy those roaring 20s because they didn't set a plan in motion. Now, quit waiting. All right. Every month, every day you stop waiting. So stop doing your dream of starting your own business, trying to get some sort of clientele started, going for your goals and dreams. You're going to find yourself in a bad situation here shortly. All right. Always be making money, ladies and gentlemen. And by the way, the SoFi is fire. Now, we talked about SoFi like 2 years ago, I believe. And we were saying SoFi was one of those ones that we thought would blossom. Well, for the last 2 years, it really hasn't taken off. But oh my, how things have changed. All of a sudden, it's starting to take off like it should have all along. We love it. So there we have it. It's winning right now. It's moving in a positive direction. 401ks are typically managed by an outside company like Empower. So 401ks are good. However, pensions, for those that qualify, will go down the drain. Exactly. Victor Morrell has it exactly right. This is why if you work somewhere, you can't sit there and say, hey, it's all right. It's okay that, you're not going to pay me $30 an hour. I'm just going to take this 20. I mean, and you're going to do it year after year, every month. I'm like, well, what are you doing? You can't get your time back. That's all. You can't get time back, nor can you escape. It's going to cost you more next year to live than it did the previous year. So by you taking a lower wage, working your ass off year after year after year after year, and not having extra streams of income coming in or searching for another job that's going to pay you more, you're behind the 8 ball because inflation is not 2%. It's not 5%. It's not 10%. It's more than that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. I'm passionate about this because you guys don't understand. They have the middle class and lower classes in a chokehold right now. You don't understand. Maybe you do. A lot of you probably do because you have went to the grocery store. You have went to the gas station. You now know they're giving out loans to companies that are insolvent. You know this. And guess where they're getting that money from? Thin air, which means the dollar value goes down, which also means inflation goes up. In other words, it's going to cost you more of a dollar to buy the same thing. So they created money out of thin air by giving them a loan from the Treasury. It's your money. What the heck? Ladies and gentlemen, and when these things come crumbling down, just like the Kansas Bank, Heartland Bank folded quietly on Friday, another bank, the 5th of the year. Do you guys get signs of anything yet? What do you think? So now while the Wall Street guys are going to have a little run here, the rest of the country is going to be crumbling. And are you going to be part of the solution for you and your family? Are you saying, hey, hold on, we're in America. I need to get my stocks. I need to at least have me some real estate because whatever happens, you're going to need a roof over your head. You're going to need something. So you need to get prepared now before things go sideways. At least start putting things in motion. And some of you may be looking at me going, Eric, what are you talking about? I can't buy any. Yes, you can get pre-construction. It'll be ready in 1, 2 years, 2.5, 3 years. I know that's a long time, but nothing's going to happen in a total collapse in 2 or 3 years. It's going to be systematical. Year after year after year, there's going to be problems. Cracks. Right now, the cracks are another financial bank went bye-bye. Yellow, 30,000 employees in with the government. They can't survive even with the sweetheart deals that Professor Auntie Val's talking about. What are you guys going to do out here? Sit by and do nothing? You can't. You better get your assets that pay you. SoFi jumps over 22%. There we go. There we go. I love it. Right. Yellow Truck had free money from government deals. Exactly. And still taking L's. And it's a big L. Bankruptcy L. Yellow got too big. They acquired smaller companies and the debt grew faster than they could handle, even with government loan, poor management. Hey, you don't have to see. Here's the problem. See, Professor Auntie Val says poor management. You know what? I don't know to call them poor management. Here's what I know. Just like any major corporation that has the CEO and their executives, I know the executives got paid. So it's all mismanaged in my opinion. Because they all get, so some of these guys are getting $20 million annually as a CEO pay. 15 million, 10 million, 5 million for CEO pay. Plus other options like stock options or something, right? Plus a car, plus a house, this is insane. They still run the company in the ground, but they still get these payouts. Just like during the 2008, 2009, all those companies that got bailouts. And here was AIG who gets a bailout. They're partying over in Arizona, asking for millions of dollars in a bailout. But yet after they get the money, they have a big ass party in Arizona. This is the kind of crap that continues to happen while you sit by idly, voting with your dollars, voting at the ballot box for teams of people that go, oh, yeah, we're going to give a tax cut and tax break to the businesses because they employ people. Except one thing, you're still paying their tax bill. When you get when you're giving them tax cuts, citizens of the United States are paying their tax bill. So I don't give a damn you're giving some so-called jobs based on projections. It's not like you're telling me, hey, Eric, we're going to give them a tax cut and tax break, and they're guaranteeing me that they're going to give us 10,000 jobs. You know how these things work? It works like this. They say they're going to give 10,000 jobs so they can get the tax cut, tax breaks, the free land and all that. But in reality, they're only hiring 2,000 people right now. We're going to do this over the next 5 to 10 years. Meanwhile, we gave up 10 million, 25 million, $50 million. And the taxpayers in that city, state, or even in the country have to pay their tax bill because now they have free tax bills for 10 to 20 years. And you're rooting this shit on. Excuse the French, but it pisses me off that we got people out here who think that's a good thing. I'm sorry, it's not. It's only good for, the guys at the top. So start being an ordinary citizen, get your act together, and stop thinking that you got to go along with the $1 million club. They put on their pants just like you. They may or may not have to go to work, but your ass does. Whether you're doing your own business, whether you're working for somebody else, and whatever happens, you are going to be the one that has to make the decision for you, the CEO of your life. All right. So again, I get a little upset when I see this. This is going a different direction, but let me know if the economy is going to get better or worse. And do you have a plan? Victor Moreau was already kind enough to drop some gems for 10.5, 11% when you go with JEPI, JEPI, JEPQ, and SPYI. Those are 10.5 is SPYI, 10% dividends every year. You can lock that in with whatever you invest in that ETF right now. Or you can go with JP Morgan, which is, a Fed bank. In case you don't know, now you do know. The idea that JP Morgan would fail, highly unlikely. But I will say this, it's even more highly unlikely because these guys aren't dumbasses. They have hey, you know what? I think we're going to buy some silver like 2-3 years ago. We'll just buy up all the damn silver we can get because if anything ever happens, we have that. We'll go get some gold, physical. If we get some physical gold too, in case something happens, we have that. Oh, and by the way, we'll buy up a few of these other banks to get some more cash flow in here to make sure we have some billions sitting on the sidelines, just in case. Meanwhile, we still have other businesses that are running off the charts because they own into most major manufacturing and financials and everything. So the odds of them going down the tubes is pretty damn slim. Let's just call it what it is. And I got to give Jamie Dimon his credit. He came around and he did the old crypto ain't crap. Don't buy it. It's no good. And then as soon as it goes down to 20,000, 15,000, he's like, oh, just forget all that. Yeah, crypto's all good. Come on, man. You guys, get with the program. Don't get left behind out here. F average. You're going to have to be legendary. And if you think people in the Great Depression, they had to be legendary, what's going to happen in this day and age when, first of all, more weapons, more bad guys, bigger cities, bigger states, bigger communities, homes, people living in smaller metropolitan areas? You think this ain't no 1930s stuff. This is going to be 1815, the Wild Wild West, except it's going to be in all of the United States if this stuff goes south. So if things are going to go south or if things are going to get better, you better hope it goes better, because if they go south and they continue this pattern, there's not enough police, there's not enough guns that's going to stop enough of the bad guys, because good guys are going to turn into bad guys. Because just like anything, when you start dealing with you and your family's survival versus another person's, it turns into who's the good guy, who's the bad guy, because you're going to be like, we don't have nothing to eat, nowhere to stay. Next thing you know, you're like, okay, I got to get a place for me, my family, loved ones, whoever it may be. Got to do what we got to do. So you think everybody's just going to be benevolent? I don't think so. Ain't going to happen. So that's the worst. What about the best? You already know the stock market's going to be set up. You already know you live in the United States. Does it make sense to invest in the United States with real estate and businesses? Yes. Does it make sense to invest outside of the United States just in case things go south? Now, it's up to you. But you already know, if you're new here, you don't know, I recommend getting something offshore. Offshore, outside the United States is what I mean. I don't really care where you go, but I suggest, like, for instance, I'll just give you for instance, because you know there's a lot of these millionaires out here talking hypotheticals, and just like I just talked hypothetically, hey, get something outside of the country, and people are in their screen like, where? What's he talking about? Here's what I'm talking about. You can go to look, Thailand's a long way away. Let's just face facts. But worst comes to worst, and somebody tells you can buy like a little condo, 2-bedroom condo in Thailand for like 40 grand, 30 grand, you'd be like, what? What did he just say? That's what I'm saying. You do have options, but the option may not be your comfort level. But you can go over there and get these little condos and bright 2 or 4 blocks from the beach, 30 grand, 40 grand, 50 grand. Yeah. Exactly, but it's Thailand. It's a long way from here, from the USA. I mean, 12 hours, something like that to get there. All right, so it's a long way, but it's cheaper there. Maybe a little less infrastructure like you're used to in America, but hey, you have an option, right? You can go down to South America too. Pretty good deals down there. 70, 80 grand. Get something nice. I mean, but do you want to do that? Because that just means you're going to be uncomfortable. Visas, you're not going to be able to live there unless you do something else, right? You can only stay so long on a visa. So now you're going to have to actually do some other things if you ever had to leave the country. So it's best to have property in that country that you want to go to, because it'll be a lot easier on your residency, which is really just as good. Citizenship is probably better, but at least residency, you don't have to leave, right? So think about this. All of you who have dual citizenship, who might have been born in another country from a United States parent, you better get your dual citizenship. I'm saying like now, okay? There's a party that, okay, let's just call it what it is. I don't want to get political, but there's a party that actually wants to block that. If you were a naturalized citizen born outside of the US, they're saying you're not a US citizen, even if your parents are US citizens. All right. There's some talk by one of these parties, and I'll just tell you the color is red. So you better start getting your act together, because you never know what's going to happen out here in these streets. United States is crazy right now. All right. So you got to think about yourself. Protection. So there's a couple of ways. If you're a naturalized citizen, you can have a passport from two different countries. You don't need a passport if you want to invest in other countries. You can invest being a US citizen in most countries. So therefore, you're not limited again, because then you should be able to get residency in that country. Some countries have a property there, will give you residency. Some countries will say if you have $5,000 in your bank or more, you can get residency. It's all different depending on which country you want to go to. But this is why you need to be prepared. If it's going to be better, you will be prepared. If it's going to be worse, you will be prepared. Right? What's the harm in that? There's no harm in that. And once again, I'm just going to reiterate what we already talked about, but this is the problem. Yellow got too big. They acquired smaller companies. How many people know about all that? These large companies who get this free money. Remember, we talk about all this. They get free money. They get to go buy up other companies. I mean, this is absurd when you think about it. Faster than they could handle, even with the government loan, poor management. Exactly. It's exactly right. The inflation, blade as cone up, the inflation never correlates with salary. If you don't invest now in anything, you will be crying like a baby once you see how much you missed out. Exactly. Let's just put things in perspective. If you retired in 2020, 2000, if you retired in 2000, which is 23 years ago, and you said to yourself, "Oh, this is good. My my real estate taxes. I bought this house for like 100,000, 120 grand. I'm doing great. My mortgage, $400. My taxes, 1,000 a year, 800 a year. Great. My insurance, no biggie, $75 a month." And you wake up in 2023, and from 2020 to 2023, all of those numbers are 3 or 4 times what they were when you bought your house. Retirement's not going to be so nice at that point. You are now 20 years older, and you retired when you were 65. You're now 85. And now you're sitting there getting these bills talking about, hey, your home insurance is now $7,000 a year. And you're like, wait, I used to only pay like $75 a month. I don't make but $3,000 on my pension money coming in. Now all of a sudden I go from comfortable to, what is this? What's going on? This is where people are going to fall short 5 to 10 to 15 years later. That's what Blaise Icona is talking about. That's what you're going to be missing out on, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you're retired and have your own business. Okay. That at least gets you there. But there's no guarantee that a business that's open today is going to be open 10 years from now either. But there is one thing that's going to be needed. 8 point some odd billion people on the planet right now. Unless something catastrophically happens to the globe, there's going to be 9 billion pretty quickly. All these people have to live somewhere. So therefore, holding real estate that you can rent out is always going to have a value. Always. It's plain and simple. Some buildings, some structures, homes are going to fall apart, be condemned. It's just age. Rehab costs way too much. So therefore, there's always going to be a need for housing. And since they know there has to be a need for housing, this is why now you get sweetheart deals into companies that are building rent to own homes. That is the new play from the big boys who get their free money. Curtis Davis, 3X leverage, yellow truck or Tesla. Eric's dropping cold hard facts. Yes, Mr. Cold Hard Facts is here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for that. Yes, yellow 3X leverage. Yeah, exactly. Tesla is the same way, quite frankly. Thank you for bringing them into the mix. They're the same way. They were getting sweetheart deals for 15 years and still get subsidies, tax cuts, tax breaks. It's insane. 100-year-old company self-imploded. Exactly. Gas prices hitting $4 a gallon in Atlanta. Inflation. Yeah, it's inflation if they want to call it that, but it's not that. What it really is the oil and gas industry. They had record profits last year in 2022. They're going to have record profits next year this year in 2023. They can just raise it up to whatever they want. This is insane. So now people are like, hey, wait. I would have liked socialism. I would have liked if the United States government actually owned the oil companies. And instead of taxpayers paying subsidies, taxpayers are already paying taxes anyhow. Why don't the government just run it anyhow? And why don't you guys just make the gas, whatever, $2, $2.50, call it a day? I mean, come on. But of course, can't do that. All right. This is just insanity out here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this $4 a gallon, just like that. It was $3.19, $3.20 a week and a half ago. Now all of a sudden, $3.59, $3.79, $3.99 a gallon. Just like 30% increase, just like that. 25 to 30%, just like that. That's insane. They're just gouging people. It's that simple. Auntie Val, facts, government money, taxpayers. Exactly. Now we're getting somewhere. Mr. Financial chimes in. Exactly. Taxpayers, like always, Mr. Davis. Exactly. That's what people don't find disgusting. This chapter bankruptcy situation is taxpayers' money that was used. Exactly right. See, we got a lot of smart people here, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, CEO bonus 1.1 million, but no results. While workers screwed, 10,000 unemployed yellow truck workers. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. See, you start looking into it. Look at that, 1.1 million bonus. I think he's good. He's good. He's great. This is so disgusting. It's sickening. It's so sickening. Correct. Always thinking about adding sources of income, says Victor Morero. Think about all the social and pension benefits that could be at risk if the labor force continues to decrease. Simple. Tax the middle class. Yep. It's simple. Tax the upper class. See, this thing right here. Look, for ordinary citizens who run a business, there are tax deductions and tax breaks, right? But what people don't get is you have the billionaire class and the multimillionaire class bringing in their groups of lobbyists at Wall Street to change the tax codes. The tax codes are specified specifically for them. Therein lies the problem. Sure, you can write off a meal. Sure, you can write off car expenses if you use it in your business. Sure, you can write off all this chump change stuff. But what about when you can structure it where you have like a holding company? The money's not earned by your holding company. It's earned by your operating companies. You pass it up to these guys. So you get to write it off from all the other companies because you passed it up. So no taxation situation for them. Then the big boy company gets to do depreciation of all assets. And then they barely pay any taxes. This is insanity. So once again, working for somebody else, you have a W-2. Every paycheck, you have money coming out. You have your own business, structured a certain way. You have additional tax write-offs from your business expenses and your business activity. Take your pick. All right? Because you want tax write-offs. You want to structure your items and businesses appropriately so you can get the ultimate tax write-off like the big boys. It's not immune to them. That's the problem. A lot of people think that because they don't have millions of dollars that they can't take advantage of the tax code. Yes, you can. You just have to structure it the same way. What do? We talked about this about 3 weeks ago. A holding company up here, operational companies down here below. Ownership of these operational companies is the holding company. It's pretty simple. The money that these guys make in the operations, it gets sent up here, just like I mentioned, right? Now, here's what I love. I was on LinkedIn one day. I'm on LinkedIn every day, actually. And a guy named Dan Fleischman. Speaking of Dan Fleischman, I should see if I can have him on. We did some business somewhat about 12, 13 years ago. So I should see if he would come on. Anyhow, he said something that was very interesting, and I wish I could pull it up because he actually gave a rundown on how to do your business and the trust, the C Corp, the LLCs. And it wasn't about the structure of the business for tax purposes. It was the structure of the business for lawsuit purposes. It was a beautiful 10 or 11 point, just he did the bullet points. I was like, oh, damn, there's the playbook. He actually showed it. I was like, this is awesome. So I just want to say, I'm going to play a little video here because thanks to Jaway J, he was out there on Friday, Viernes, in Dominican Republic on the ridge. I don't know which section of the ridge he was on. Now, the music playing in this video right here, everybody now live will hear it. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a copyright strike. So the music will be changed, but nobody will know the difference in replay. But I'm letting everybody know it'll probably be a copyright scenario. Let's go. Here we go. I'm going to play this real quick, and then we'll be right back. Right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. That first little 20 to 30 seconds was from the ridge at Larimar. You can drive out there now. I was hoping Jaway J would be here tonight and let me know if he saw a sliver of the ocean. I think he said on Friday, I think he was there. I think he said he could see the sliver, but I just want to make sure because I got to double check on that. All right. In case you don't know, that's where Larimar, those renderings is for Larimar City and Resort, in case you're not familiar with it here in the SSN Nation, because that's pre-construction condo project. And therein lies where my challenge is about to begin. All right. We're about to find out about this right here shortly. Let's see. 4 facts government owed taxpayers exactly. CEO bonus. There we go. Okay. Simple. Tax the middle class. Yes, they always tax the middle class. If that law passed and I have to go to my country, I'll be ready to go to my country. I will be retired in Punta Cana, chilling, enjoying early retirement. Exactly. It's exactly right. Belade LLC holding company, parent and child company, Curtis Davis. Yes, and while that video was playing, and once again, in case people are not familiar with Larimar City and Resort, the first part is where the ridge is, but on that ridge, you might have seen what it's going to possibly look like. It's not possibly, what it's going to look like. Beach clubs, meaning pools, cabanas, lounges, restaurant, bars, wellness centers, fitness centers, shopping. That's right. On the levels that you saw the beach out there, the beach clubs, there's beach clubs on one level that's open to the general public that has to pay to get in. Second level, and on the first level, there's stores and shopping and restaurant and bars and whatever else on that first level. Second level, owners level. That's right. Owners of Larimar has their own private beach clubs, along with the hotel guests has their private beach club area. That is special in itself. And oh, by the way, 3 kilometers long. 3 kilometers long, no qualifying real estate investing in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. I don't know how much more excited I can be about this project. 18-hole golf course, sports complex, yes, basketball, baseball, driving range for golf, and paddle boarding or paddle, I guess, what do you call that? I can't remember the name of it. Anyhow, tennis and a little paddle. I can't remember the name, but nonetheless. And more, ladies and gentlemen. Shopping on site, casino, come on, restaurant, bars, wellness center, I've already mentioned, hospitals in the back, university, and Central Park area with more lakes, ponds, green areas, basketball courts, soccer fields. Man. And you could live there. Pharmacy, grocery store, you could live there. $94,000 for a 1-bedroom condo. 2-bedroom condos now, well, prices have went up. It's probably around 150, 160 and up. If you can find one where somebody canceled, you could be paying 130, 120, 125. Or you can go over to Horizon, which is an upscale building, $233,000 for a 2-bedroom. You can also get a penthouse unit at Prime Towers for $340,000, $360,000, 1,900 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, top floor, no credit check, 10% down, 30% during this construction. I mean, and so I'm putting out the challenge right now. I'm going to be making a video tomorrow, probably. I was going to do one the other day, but it messed up. But here's my challenge. I want to know what the best company is. I mean, not company. The best pre-construction project is. And I'm not limiting it to the Dominican Republic. I'm talking about in the world. You heard me. The whole world. Everybody can look around if anybody wants to join the challenge. I want you to find a place in the world that you're going to consider, even if you consider 1 or 2 of them, the best pre-construction projects in the world where people can live. All right. That is the parameter. The reason why I'm doing this is because I am looking for something, because I believe Larimar is one of the best pre-construction projects. I have thought about it and I was like, wait, does anybody else have a 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers worth of pools, beach clubs, water parks, splash park, shopping for the whole boardwalk, 2 levels, more beaches, more man-made beach, more pools, more cabanas, more restaurants, more bars, more, I mean, is there even one of those anywhere? And then on top of that, now I have to go with, is in the same, if they have that, do they have the 18-hole golf course? Do they have the clubhouse? Do they have the sports complex? Do they have restaurants, bars, casino, shopping, pharmacy, co-working spaces, wellness centers, fitness spots. I'm like, I don't think there is a place at this magnitude. And never mind, now you got to throw in a mall. That's right. Larimar's going to have a mall center as well. I mean, I don't know of any place like that except one. Well, actually, it's not even like that, but I'm going to give one place. I'm going to tell you one place. Mr. Cool. It's Vegas. Vegas is similar, but there's a problem. There is no place that has 3 kilometers, 1 kilometer, half kilometer. But I'll give them the benefit of the doubt because City Center is similar. Because that's the only thing that's kind of similar. Resorts World, I haven't been there since they built Resort World. Resort World could be kind of similar, but I doubt if anybody's going to have all of these amenities. Like in Vegas, they're not going to have an 18-hole golf course out back. That ain't going to happen. Not going to have a clubhouse. That's not going to happen. Not going to have. Now, City Center actually has a mall that people don't know about, right? They actually have pools in like 4 buildings like Vidara, Cosmopolitan, REA. I include REA even though it's mostly hotel-like. I mean, Veer, all these places are condominiums, just like at Prime Towers, just like at Horizon, at Larimar, they have Veer. So instead of Prime Towers, they have Veer. Instead of Horizon Towers, they have Vidara. Instead of whatever the next towers are going to be called at Larimar, they have Cosmopolitan. So it's kind of similar. And they do have shops, but their shops are, upscale. They do have restaurants. They do have bars. They have gaming. But their beach clubs are a little different. And I highly recommend going to the Cosmopolitan, the one that they call by the front. Well, generally, unless you're staying at Cosmopolitan, you can't get in that one. But the one up front, because it's awesome. Pool tables, bars, seating. It's chill up there. So I want to know, ladies and gentlemen, let me know if you can find me the best pre-construction or best already made project. It doesn't even have to be pre-construction in the world, but don't come with something that just has a simple condos and pools or villa and pools. It's got to have more than that. It's a place where people go that's going to be like enjoying all kind of amenities, and it's going to have to be spectacular. I want to know if there's anything more spectacular than what Larimar's doing. That's why I'm putting forth this challenge. So let me know. All right, let's go. All right, now, in the meantime, you guys are here. I found it. Dan Fleischman. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to show you this because I haven't really talked about this. The whole gamut that he did is awesome. It's unbelievable. Here we go. Look at this. Look at this. This is crazy. Okay. Can you guys read that? This is like worth $1 million, and he just posted on LinkedIn a while back. One example of how to protect. Oh, hold up. Let's see on my screen. Okay. One example of how to protect yourself and why it's valuable to have accountant, lawyer, and business mentors. Look at this. 1, set up trust. 2, set up a C Corp. 3, most important, C Corp owns the trust. 4, set up an LLC. C Corp owns the LLC. Oh, I love it. LLC owns assets. I like that too. Little twist. Insure both C Corp and LLC. Separate intellectual property from cash flow. Voting shares in personal. All non-voting shares in trust. Congrats. You're now bulletproof. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. And quite frankly, he just made everybody's day because now you have that information. You could actually go see your accountant, lawyers, and set up the same thing. There's the playbook. All right. But notice all the steps. Notice what it's going to take. That's right. If you got multiple businesses and you plan on doing something big time, this is what you do. All right. Hopefully that helps everybody out. That's the special treat for tonight. After all, this is economy going to get better or worse? Have a plan? Well, just got you a plan, a big time plan. So now the question is, where would you set up all these corporations, right? I mean, quite frankly, trust in corporations, you might want to set them up to where you're in states that they have no charging orders. What that means is if somebody's trying to do something to you, your company or corporation, they try to pierce the corporate veil, they can, in some jurisdictions, not find out who even owns it. So I'm just saying, because you can get sued over you spilt coffee, you spilt your McDonald's coffee in your lap, and then you can sue McDonald's and get like $1 million, $800,000. This is a crazy world we live in. Crazy world. So you never know what's going to happen. It's just insane. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is one playbook. Now, what do you guys think? Is the economy going to get better or worse? And do you have a plan? And by the way, if you want to get a Larimar condo, down below in the description, buy at Larimar, get in touch with our man Gwen. All right, you'll see his information, the realtor Gwen, on his WhatsApp number. Call him and let him know you're from the SSN Nation. You'll see some other things down below for Nestor Left Field, for Vistacana. If you call him, let him know you're from SSN Nation. If you want to get free stocks from some apps like Robinhood and Webull and you haven't done it yet, please use the link down below. Robinhood and Webull links. That'll help you out. You want to get your own business, and you have gotten your own business, but you're running out of your home, and you might want to consider getting a virtual office, then we have Opus Virtual Office. That's down below in the description box. They have somebody that answers your phone Monday through Friday during business hours in your company name. They transfer it to wherever you want it, the person that called the transfer to, whether it's voicemail or some number, they'll do that. You also have your business number and your fax number through them. It's included. They also report to your business credit profile to get that started. They also put you in 411. So if somebody calls 411, they'll get your business. They also have pickup mail at the mail center. They have exact commercial locations. So if you need an office to use, you can rent an office for an hour or two, boardroom for an hour or two if necessary. And you're in a commercial zone. So win, win, win. So $99 per month, and that is a tax write-off. So in some instances, it's worth it because you want to make sure your business is totally separate from your individual life. And that's one way to make sure it's separate. All right. So keep that in mind. It's a separate entity. Now let's get back into, is the economy going to be better or is it going to get worse? What do you guys think? I am going to say regarding the economy is a different thing. The economy is going to continue to run, meaning the economy I'm referring to is stock market. The other economy where people are in working conditions, such as what's happened with Yellow, people are laid off. Some more people are going to be laid off. Another bank failure is going to happen. So the reality of the real world, it's going to get worse. But for those who put their money into where the top 10 percenters put their money into assets, it's housing, it's real, it's stocks, it's leverage based on assets. All of that comes into play. Now, something else crossed me today, which was very interesting. I don't know who this billionaire person was, but he kind of gave out some information that I thought was very interesting. It was a question about what if you lost everything and all you had was $5,000. And he started to say, I would go down and buy a home for $500. And most people were like thinking, well, how would that happen? But he explained, he said, I would go down and buy a tax lien auction home for $500. Now, this is all hypothetical, of course. Then I'm going to give you the story. So this is a Paraphrase, of course, just the way I see it. But he keeps going with, and so then what I would do, I would then go down to the bank after I have the home, because then the home might be worth 25, 30,000. Let's say we're just using relative numbers to make it easy. 30,000, because that could be 300,000, right? But we'll just use 30,000. I go down to the bank and say, hey, can I borrow against my asset? Can I get 20,000, 15,000? And then he said what I love to hear: exponentials, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it again. So then he said, I'm going to go do it again several more times. And then it almost got me to tears, because here I hear the billionaire talking, saying things crazy. Just what we talk about here, derivatives. He says, after I do that a few more times, I'm going to package them all together and I'm going to have somebody buy it. Oh, it brought tears to my eyes. The SSN Nation knows all about derivatives. They know all about packaging all their assets together and then getting loans against it or selling it. That's what he said he was going to do if he had to start all over again. The same playbook we talk about here for 5 years. Once again, assets, ladies and gentlemen, because you can turn those into derivatives. He said that's what he would do. And I'm sitting there like, look at this. People are paying this guy, doing all this stuff, and they don't know that they would have been at SSN Nation. They could have got all this like years ago. So once again, it brought tears to my eyes of joy and happiness, because he was saying, I'll package it together and turn it into a derivative. He didn't use the word derivative. He said package it all up together and then sell it. And in my head, I was like, no, we're going to package it all up and we're going to get a loan and we're going to wash again and get some more assets. But to each his own. Either way is going to work, because that gets money in your pocket with $5,000. So some people were going to say it's not doable because you can't buy a house for $500, but you can get a tax lien house in some auction areas, possibly for $500. Now, because people generally don't know how it actually works, he did leave out a key factor. Most people are worried about time. Time is money. What he did not mention, and I thought he should have, was when normally you get a tax lien or a tax home, a person has a period where they can get it back. In most places, it's 2 years. Some places it's less, but in most places it's 2 years. So you can't just do this in 2 months. Okay. It's going to take you possibly 2 years or longer before you can implement and get a hold of the house officially and all that stuff. But nonetheless, it is doable. And so I had to present this to you tonight as well, because there's a lot of people that are new here and may not have heard us talk about derivatives and how Elon Musk is able to buy all these other companies or invest in other companies and do whatever he wants to do because he's borrowing against his Tesla stocks. Those are assets. That's derivatives. The housing market crashed because of these exact same packaging of homes and then selling them all over the world. And then when the people didn't pay their housing note, or those package loans that they packaged up were not AAA rated, they were D rated. People were already in default, but they were selling them as AAA rated. And so now they knew they couldn't get their money back. So they went up to England and France and said, hey, we got these AAA rated things. Why don't you guys just pay $200 million? Your pension's got $1 billion in it. Just here's some great loans for you. This gives us a return of 10% annually. And then it all went boom. It wasn't worth what they said. People weren't paying. Everybody's in, a lot of people in foreclosure, and their pensions and their investment vehicles got blown to smithereens. Now, I'm just giving you the backdrop, but this is exactly what you want to do, except save the D-rated stuff and selling it as AAA. You're going to sell actual assets. You're not going to get yourself in trouble with the law. So what you're going to do is do exactly that. Get assets, ladies and gentlemen, because once you have assets, just like the billionaire said, I get to package them up and then I can either sell them or in our case, get another loan because I don't really want to get rid of assets. As long as they're paying me, they'll be paying for that loan and I'll get myself some more assets that's going to pay for that loan. It's a win-win. So why give up assets? And that's also why the wealthy get wealthier while you're sitting here working your ass off for somebody else, thinking you're going to be all good 20 years from now. You're not going to be all good, ladies and gentlemen. I have bad news for you. The roaring 20s are coming, though. So make sure you're a part of it because those are not part of it. When the 30s come, you may be looking on the other side unless the Federal Reserve can somehow save you. But I just don't see how it's going to happen later on. Too much money is going to be printed. Too much debt's going to be created. It's going to be one big wild ride. And I don't know what's going to happen after that. So if you don't have your assets already in place, because somebody's going to need a place to live, somebody's going to need a job. And as long as you can provide jobs or a place to live, you should be pretty good. You should always be good. All right, let's see what else we got. All right, buy asset, home or rental property worth $50K. Get a loan to buy more assets. Asset plus asset. At some point, asset matures or appreciates and the cash comes in. But OC chase paychecks. Exactly. Exactly, Mr. Financial. And Mr. Financial also has his own YouTube channel here, ladies and gentlemen, in these streets. I should have mentioned it earlier, but now I am. It's Chili Davis, Chilly Davis, Chili Davis. Go over there and show some love. He is now monetized. Those 4,000 hours or whatever is needed. Hopefully he has those. And now he gets a check every month, but go over and show some love. Chili Davis with 2 L's, Chilly Davis. And click the all notification bell. Subscribe at his site. He's part of the SSN Nation fam. Show some love, please. Go over there. All right. There we go. That's nice to go get info because he's dropping gems all the time. He might even be dropping a gem in the next hour for all I know because you never know when it pops up. Morning, afternoon, evening, late night. All of a sudden there's some information because financial information for the top 10 percenters, those that work in the Wall Street and invest in Wall Street, they are paying attention. They're paying attention to their investments. All right. Because they have to make moves. Not everybody's in a set it and forget it. Not everybody buys dividend stocks. These guys actually buy stocks looking for it to grow. So they're making sure nothing happened overnight. Like everybody who was holding yellow. If you didn't know that yellow was having issues, you were holding yellow and now their stock price, let's go look. In fact, that'll be interesting to find out. That stock price for yellow, what's happened? Let's go find out. See? And if you didn't know anything about it, you would have been panicked. You'd have woke up and been like, wait a minute, why did this thing, I'm assuming this dropped. Or it was stopped trading, or where's yellow? Oh, I see what's happening. Okay. Oh, there we go. Oh, yes. See, it was $4. And if you didn't get that information, look at this. It's down to $1.76. Ladies and gentlemen, that's more than 50%. That's incredible. So you're thinking this billion-dollar company is all good. They have a $700 million. They deal with the defense and they have defense contracts. You're thinking, what's the worst that can happen? Oh, well, the worst has happened. From $4, was this today? Oh, it's market. What's happening here? Hold on. Let me get this. No, it didn't just drop today. It dropped and went back up. This is from, man, let me get this off screen. What's happening here? This is today. So it wasn't at $4. It was at hold on. Let's get this day thing. What's happening? It was at 88 cents. I guess 27th. So it was already having issues. Geesh. So Wow. February, it was at $4. So it was already having issues. Let me get off of here. Let me go here. What actually happened? Let's go see. Here we go. It actually came back up. Interesting. It was at 80 cents. Now it's back up to $1.06. What's going on? This doesn't make sense. I thought they just filed bankruptcy. Yellow is shutting down and headed for bankruptcy. But that doesn't mean that it's going out of business. That oftentimes could mean we're going to restructure our debt. That's what it could mean. Boston hedge fund builds up a 25% stake in Yellow in the past 3 weeks. What? What the hell's going on here? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what's going on. This is pretty wild. This Yellow thing is getting crazier and crazier. What the? Yellow stock heads for record rally even after reports that bankrupt. What the hell is going on? This is what I'm saying. This is crazy. What the heck is the stock market and economy going to get better or worse? This is crazy. It doubled today. It doubled. Even after bankruptcy, everything is turned upside down. I thought it would make sense that it went from $4 down to $1 something, but instead it goes up on bankruptcy news. Does somebody know something we don't? I think so. You know what that means. That's usually a sign that the union would give recessions, and that also means the government would be bailing it out. But this is interesting over here on the right-hand side. Net income is down year over year, damn near 100%. What the frick? Net profit margin down year over year, 116%. Revenue down 8%. What the heck? Something's not adding up. And something definitely is not adding up how a stock price doubles after a company files bankruptcy. But I have a feeling, I kind of have an inkling. I know what could happen. We will see. I'm laughing because we have a very, very smart person here. All right. And here she goes. Here she goes. Here she goes. Here she goes. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. She just said it. Institutional buyout. There it is. IBO. An institutional buyout refers to the acquisition of a controlling interest in a company by an institutional investor, such as private equity or venture capital firm. See? An institution. Unbelievable. They know something we don't, because remember, they filed it over the weekend, so they've had 2 days to make a deal. And it looks like Professor Auntie Val may be onto something. And especially since we found out that hedge fund invested in the company in the last 3 to 4 weeks. Unbelievable if that happens. Wow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I haven't heard much of a plan. Does anybody have a plan besides Victor Marrero and Blade Escona and a few others of us who are doing our damn thing to get those assets? Whether it's business, starting a business, whether it's starting a corporation, LLC, buying real estate, becoming a YouTuber, whatever the case may be, but you got to have something coming, extra streams of revenue coming in. Profits need to come in the door, because it won't matter either way what happens with the economy. You want to put yourself in a neutral environment. If it goes good, you're good. If it goes bad, you're good. You don't want to actually rise and fall based on if we have to fire 30,000 people, right? Even if you were going to be fired, you'd say, okay, I have my own business going, or I've made some investments outside of having all my money tied up with yellow. So again, you put yourself in position to win, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I know this isn't going to be a long video tonight, but I love this topic and conversation we have started so far. And what I'm going to do is, you guys know, it's video time. There may be some people, I'm going to, yeah, that's never going to happen again. All right. There's some things I'm going to actually run a video first. Then there's some other things we got to talk about. We got to talk about Debtbox Node. They have some new votes. Why would they have some new votes? Well, I suspect they're having all of these licenses. They came out with some more, but as people know, you can have all the licenses you want backed by gold, silver, commodities. But the fact of the matter is, you're not generating any revenue. You're just buying the tokens, and nobody has any reason to buy the tokens. Everybody has every reason to hold the tokens. So there's going to be some votes on having more than once a year. There's going to be some votes on some other things. So yes, an IBO is probably looking like that's what's going to happen, which is, that's even crazier. That makes things very, very interesting, I have to say. Let me get into the comments. I need to get this off the screen. Then we'll get into some brands. Let's see here. I'm going to play something. Let's see. What do I have in the coffers here? No, I'm not going to do that. No, okay, I guess I am going to do that. I was just going to play something else that I normally don't play, but I'm going to do it. Okay, let's go with... no, we'll do... No. We'll go here.
Come on.
Gentlemen, there you go. And speaking of that, at the end, Eric Franklin, that's right, he's an artist, and his dad was an artist as well. And art is wealth. In fact, a lot of people are sleeping on art, but you guys here, we've talked about art before. If you buy the right art, meaning it has to have a little pedigree to it, right? It has to be somebody that's known, well known, who makes paintings that other people want. Let's just put it that way. It's always based on demand. Art goes up, and it actually goes up faster and has went up faster than any other asset class, quite frankly, because art is limited, right? Most people only have a few pieces. If they printed them or made them, hand painted them, there's only a few pieces. There's not like 50 of them, 100 of them, 1,000 of them. So therefore, limited number, price goes up. Person makes another one, price goes up, plus yours is going to be more value because it's first or second or third or fourth or whatever. Art is very special. So it's, don't sleep on art even. All right? I'm just saying. That's another asset. Have a plan. Okay? You guys could see some of the just look at my first videos. Like I say, I always say, look at the first videos I made. Sometimes I'm walking through the house. You'll see some artwork in there. It's in cool storage now, but you'll see different kind of artwork. All that is artwork by famous artists. All of it. All right. I don't know how much it's worth. Never cared. Just like it. Wasn't planning on never selling. But most of everything you see is by some known artist or sculptor or somebody. All right. So that is the thing. So when people come to our house, they start going, I want that, I want that, I want that. Some people know what it is, other people don't. But then when people do, they're like, hey, if you're going to sell that, I want that. So at one time I had a video about a cabinet that I had in the loft. And a lot of people don't know the name is Maitland, famous furniture. He does furniture pieces, but in this case, it was a wall. It was basically a TV cabinet in reality, and it was Asian Oriental, and it has mother of pearl on and all this. Those things, no ordinary citizens normally wouldn't pay attention to, but actually, if I put it up for sale, somebody would give me thousands for it because of the branding. They know who it is. So the paintings on the wall is a famous painter as well. People have already, in fact, somebody just called me the other day, called the wife and said, hey, you got those paintings still? And they're like, oh, I want to buy them. I'm like, I don't think so. Not going to happen. So they're limited editions. There's only like 5 of them. The guy did like 1, 2, and then he did a second version of the same with a little bit different deviations. So when you have number 1 and number 2, and it's a famous artist, you don't want to sell it, but it's art. And the value, I don't know, but people have called to even ask about, do you want to sell them? I'm like, this is crazy. Don't call me about any art right now. I'm waiting for the Roaring 20s. Call me in about 3 years. Call me in 3 years. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Let's see what we got here. All right. James Way, welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. He has the icon next to his name, and he says, hello all. Got the notification. That's 5 people this evening. Tomorrow is the 1st, and I'm going to have to do something drastic because the rent is too damn high. That's right. He's exactly right. I love it when he comes in with his different altercations or he deviates from his normal tagline. And this one's tomorrow is the 1st, and I may have to do something drastic because the rent is too damn high. I love it. You're damn right. The rent is too damn high and it ain't coming down. In some areas, rental prices have come down, but not enough. It's not like 2020 pricing or 2021 pricing. So even if it went up double and they come down 30%, it's still like everybody's like, woohoo. But I'm like, you're still paying like over 50 to 60% more than you did 2 years ago. Did you get a raise of 60% or 50%? Please let me know, because unless you did, then you're still behind. But okay, a little more affordable. Congratulations. But that's right, drastic, because the rent is too damn high. And when the Roaring 20s come back, it's going to be way, way higher. And nobody's going to give you a lifeboat to save you. All the people that got those assets, meaning housing and duplexes and fourplexes and apartment buildings and hotels and commercial zones that are changing into condos, all the people that took the initiative to get some of those assets, they're the ones that's going to win. So right now, again, I'm having an Airbnb bust, right? 70, 75% down now from normal rentals. And I'm not talking about the price. I'm talking about the normal rentals. Generally 1 or 2 a day. One a day was always the average. 75% means, and now actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it's more than that. It's up to 80%. No longer 1 a day, not even close. All right. So this is what we're talking about. It's significant changes happening. And I'm in resort areas. But what's starting to happen is people don't have the extra income. A friend of mine sitting there on Saturday, and he said something crazy to me. He says, yeah, man, I went down to Disney World. I was like, well, okay, cool. But he said something crazier. 9 grandchildren. I was like, excuse me? He's like, do you know how much it cost? I said, have you lost your mind? You really spending over 10 G's? He's like, how did you know? I said, because I'm in the vacation biz. I know you got 9 kids that you have to get into Disney 3 or 4 or 5 days. Have you lost your mind? Plus have a place to stay, which now means where do you sleep if you have 9 people? 2 or 3 rooms generally? And you want to stay down there a week. I was like, you're lucky if you don't pay like 15. In the end, seriously? Don't complain now. You signed up for it. That's crazy. But all I'm saying is it's expensive in that location. But in a lot of locations, it's expensive and people just don't have the ends. 60% of the population is living paycheck to paycheck. Actually, it's a little more than that now. It's like 64 is living paycheck to paycheck. 6 out of 10 people you walk by living paycheck to paycheck. The trillions of dollars of debt on a credit card now because people have to use their credit card because they don't have the extra cash. Or they have to go down and get one of those, payday loans where, you get paid later. So you got to get a loan now to pay whatever you need to pay. And then when your check comes, you got to give it to them, I guess. I don't actually know how it actually works, but that's what I'm calling it. So think about that. This is crazy. Yes. In Atlanta, average rent $2,200. Oh, and by the way, the $2,200 could be for a 1-bedroom apartment. That's how crazy this is. This is how out of hand this has gotten. This is crazy. 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom apartments costing $2,200, $2,300 a month. You used to be able to buy a home and your mortgage would be half of that. Now, because of the interest rates, your mortgage could be like the same as renting a apartment. This is crazy. Is it going to get better? Or is it going to get worse, ladies and gentlemen? But either way, are you going to be prepared? All I can tell you is you're going to prepare yourself for the worst, because then if it's for the better, then you win even more. You get to be like corporations. Profits would be insane. But you're going to have to do something. You're going to have to use your assets, use your brain, use your mind. And I'm going to give another thing that people who are here. Look, we have a few people that's looking to get multifamily properties, get apartments, get duplexes, 3plexes, 4plexes. Some people have found deals in real estate. If you have found a deal in real estate and you're sitting there going, man, this deal is $2 million. This is the thing that the gurus don't tell you. They'll sell you a course. They'll tell you everything that you can do, except this next section where they go, well, you found that apartment complex for 1.5 million. Well, where am I going to get 300,000, 350,000 for a 25% down payment if I need to get a loan from the bank? I don't have that. And then I damn sure don't know anybody that has $1.5 million. So I can't even buy this. And it's a hell of a deal. They don't tell you that part before you buy the course, right? It's not like they're going to fund your deal. So you're lucky here, ladies and gentlemen. There's a few investors who are looking to invest in projects, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million. So if you have a project that has revenue, that has bona fide, certified accounting numbers, it's not just somebody saying something, and the numbers are legitimate, and the numbers pan out where you could get the loan. So we'll stay in the 1.5 million category. And you're going to owe somebody interest only for 1 year, which is good enough. But you might have to do 10 to 15%. So you're going to owe them somewhere between 150 and about 225,000 for that year. So 20,000 a month, let's say. Well, we'll go down. We'll say 15,000 per month just to stay in the 175 range. So if you owe somebody 15,000 per month, that means that the project profit has to be more than 15,000 a month for them to feel comfortable, right? So it's kind of hard to make it work, but that's the only way it's going to work. There's nobody that's going to give you the full 1.5 and then turn around and say, well, this property only makes 200,000. They're going to say, no, you owe me 175. We're not going that close. If something happens, maintenance issue happens, whatever happens, I'm going to have to put in more money if I don't want you to default. I don't really want to own the place, but all right, I'm in first position anyhow, but fine. But the point is, it don't really want to own the place. They're giving it for passive income. So what the numbers need to see is what's going to be more than what the value of the property really is, right? You're going to need to see 200, it's going to have to be 200 and, well, 300,000 or something, right? For them to feel comfortable. 25,000 a month, they might feel comfortable. 27,000 might be a little more comfortable. But then the property would be really worth 1.5. It might be 2 million then, or 2.5, right? So once again, that's what you have to deal with. But if you're looking for an investor to invest in some project, and it's not a project, like, it's got to be generating revenue and profits, and you got to have a good storyline or a good story as to why they need to give you money and why you should invest it in and why they should give you the money. It's that simple. You can't go to them and go, oh yeah, give me the 1 million. I think I can, give me the 1.5. I think I can do this, do that, do this rehab, do this, do that. They're going to be like, I don't want to risk that. That's my money. I'm not risking it. I need to see money coming in. I give you the money. We're rolling. Everybody's happy. You can make improvements to increase your profit, but I don't want to do all that. Yes, there are some guys that will do rehab loans, but all I'm trying to say is just try to keep it where it's straight and narrow. Just hit me up, support@stopstrugglingnow.com. Somebody sent me something and asked me, hey, Eric, what do you want to do something? Okay, here's how it works. I don't really want anything. That's the point. I don't have a consultation fee for it. I don't want anything. What's going to end up happening, though, is it's all going to depend on what the deal entails. So I can't really say, yes, I want a piece maybe somehow, but it's not a thing. It's not like I say, hey, man, you got to give up 20,000 in fees or anything like that. I don't really care. The fact of the matter is we're trying to get you a deal that makes sense. And sometimes the guys would say, are you involved? And I'm like, oh, damn, really? So then that could come up. But in the initial thing, if somebody says, hey, I need to do this and it's going to be that, then there's only going to be a finder's fee of some sort. You'll tack on 30 G's or 20 G's or 10 G's. They'll say, oh, yeah, you got to give these guys something for bringing them to us. It's an in-house thing. There's no real way to do it. It's not like we're sitting there saying you're going to pay. Sometimes for me, I'm just like, hey, just do the deal. I don't need anything. If you can help the person, roll it. So that's how it works. All right. So if you need something, let me know. We're here. We can help out. Jarway J, just the man I'm looking for. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he has the icon next to his name. He brings his tagline, hello, SSN Nation. Hope everyone is doing well. Hopefully you're doing well. Are you still in the DR? And if you're not in the DR, or if you are in the DR, let me know again. I know I asked you this on Friday. I don't think I got an answer. When you were on the cliff, did you see a sliver of ocean in the directions? It looked like a clear day to me on video, but I couldn't tell from the video. I could have sworn I saw slivers, but I wasn't sure. It might have been just the top of buildings. Let me know if you saw any blue from when you were standing on the cliff. And I don't even know what section of the cliff you're in, because I didn't see Primavera. I didn't see Vista Cana. I saw a bunch of buildings. I didn't see the highway. I don't know where you were, but it is like 2 kilometers to 3 kilometers long is eventually where this thing's going to be. So let me know, Jawway J. I'm anxiously waiting to hear this. I don't know if you responded on Friday or not. Sadly, more young people are not enrolling in armed forces because wages high, $12 an hour. The cost of food plus rent, it's not sustainable in USA. Exactly. Third world country. I told you guys, America is a third world country. You just don't know it yet, but you're finding out. You just don't know it because you're not on the ground. You're not driving under bridges. You're not searching through the infrastructure. The only way you know something's amiss is when there's a power outage and the grid went out and you're like, this is 2023. What do you mean our grid went out? That's when you're like, that should be like bringing on bells going, wait, how's this possible? These guys are loaning out billions of dollars a year in subsidies. They're giving these guys sweetheart deals, $700 million to Yellow, who clearly couldn't have paid the loan back. But yet they're not spending that kind of money for our infrastructure. That is, taxpayers are paying anyhow. If you actually start really looking at America's infrastructure, you'll be like, holy smokes, this is dangerous out here. All right. So, yeah, it's not sustainable by any stretch of them. It never was. That's the problem with capitalism, because you always are searching for a profit. And unfortunately, because of the cost of living is going to increase, because we're printing up money, devaluing the dollar, it's always going to cost more. So it doesn't matter what you do, prices go up, but wages, they can't. Proof is in the pudding. You can't. Whatever somebody got paid, what, $3 and $3 an hour in 1972 or 74, whatever it was. And to think that people are only getting paid 3 times that number now, well, not even three. Yeah, 3 times that number, $9, $10, $12 for the low end side, because that's all it was. $3 and something was low end side. But the problem is, you could buy a house for 20 grand, 25 grand in the early 70s. And in some locations cheaper than that. I'm talking about California. So if you could, now homes in Cali, they're not 200 G's. That's 10 times the number. 250, 300 if you're lucky. Start thinking about this. So wages didn't go up the same way. So therefore, you can already figure out 10 times means everybody should be $30 an hour or more. Everybody should be $30 and under is a travesty. Everybody should be $30 or more, but there's a problem. Because when you devalue your currency, inflation doesn't work the same. So just because homes might have went up 10 to 15 times more, inflation by devaluing your currency, it's more of an impact, because I'm going to give you the mathematics. 30 times 40 hours is $1,200 per week. Take away 25%, down under 1,000, but we'll round up. That's 4,000 a month. 48,000 a year minus 20, we're around 1,000. So we're at 48,000. Now, somebody better start figuring out real fast, if you need to earn 30% is what they're going to give you for an apartment. And we were just talking about the average price in Atlanta for $2,200 for an apartment. That means you have to make $6,600 a month. You don't make it. You want to buy a house? Well, I don't know where you're going to be buying a house, but 12, 15, 13, 1,400, 1,500, that limits you to what you can buy. $300,000 house at 7%. Sorry, not going to be able to do it. $200,000 house at 7%. Guess what? You can do it. You can buy that house more than likely. Where are you going to find a $200,000 house that's in a decent neighborhood and a nice and everything? I don't know, but I'm just saying this is what we're looking at. So as I was saying, move it up to 40. Move it up $40 an hour times 40 is $1,600. All right. What's somebody gonna do now? 1,300 take home, 13 times 4, almost in the same boat. So again, it's going to cost you more anyhow, because they're devaluing the currency every day. Jaway J, let's see. Let me hear what you got to say. Jaway J, what's happening? Good to see you. There we go. All right, Victor Morel, apartments. People are now talking about efficiencies. I know, just like in China, 1 and 2 bedroom apartments are out of reach for too many now. Yep. Met a lady on Saturday that has 3 jobs to take care of her family. Exactly, Victor Morel. It's sad. This is why, ladies and gentlemen, we've been preaching for 4 years, 5 years now. Get assets, as many as you can, different ways, whether it's stocks and get dividend funds, whether it's stocks and get in some on the appreciation and then resell, whether it's homes or whether it's assets that you can leverage later. We've been talking about it for years. Crypto, we were hoping was going to perform better than it has, but it really hasn't. Hector Dow, I got a message that they even may have folded. They voted to get rid of the Treasury, so they're going to be gone. They're going to pay out the Treasury. They voted. Everybody voted. It's a Dow. They said pay out because there's nothing happening. So that's going to be gone. Micah is not going to be coming on, by the way, for Miracle Cash and more. I'll just put it plain and simple. He sent me a message. He said, hey, Eric, you need to take down that I got banned video. I'll paraphrase again. I'm not going to read the text. He says, well, hell, why not? Why not? Why not? Doesn't matter. All right. So he says, let's see how he starts this off. I've already had, first of all, after he sent me that, when he sent me something back, here's I'll just say this. I'll give you the first sentence. Hello, Eric. Okay. First of all, I told Micah before the Miami event. Hold on. I want to see something before. I want to see if Jaway J is listening. The old 25K per yeah, that's over. Can't but crapped in 2023. Inflation grows rapidly. In USA, each person must earn 25 to 30 an hour. Notice homeless in Texas and California. Yeah, actually, you can't even make it on 30 an hour. That's the problem. I've said this before. Our minimum wage is really supposed to be like $50, $60 an hour. That's what it's really supposed to be. Minimum. Hear what I'm saying. Minimum wage should be 50 or 60. The reason why I say that is because, remember, you're going to have up to 25% taken out. 20 to 25% anyhow coming out. So let's do it this way, right? Okay, you guys know what we do. The guys here know we go this way. We go this way. So why don't we go? We need to make, let's just say you're going to be comfortable at around, I don't even know what the number would be, but in this day and age, if you need like 10 G's a month minimum, right? If you're trying to really do, that's generally what you're going to need. That's 120. Well, we'll just go 10 G's. You guys see the Google calculator. Here we go. We're going 10 G's divided by 40. I'll reverse it. What is that? 250. What the heck? What the heck is that? 10 G's. I was trying to do 10 G's divided by 40 hours. That's not, is that right? Divided by 40 hours. 250. That's okay. I'm not going to figure this out. So we need to make $2,500 per week. Oh, I see. Okay, hold on. 2,500 per week divided by 40. $62.50. That's what you need to make. The reason I say that, if you want a nice house, well, ordinary, $300,000 house, 7% interest. That means you're going to be paying $2,100 plus insurance, plus property taxes, plus maintenance, upkeep, HOAs, whatever. So there goes already, let's just round up to $3,000. Insurances. So we're at $3,000. That means you got to make $9,000 already without any other burdens and any other credit burdens. So most homes the average cost of a home is more than $300,000 right now. So this is why I'm saying minimum wage should actually be like $40 an hour. People should be making like $60, $70 an hour or higher. And this thing about being combined household income, meaning everybody gets underpaid. Each person gets paid $20 or $25 an hour. Another gets paid $30 an hour. You're still underpaid. You might feel good, but you're still underpaid. And if one of you loses your job, then you're back to underpaid. So you guys better get on the program. Get with the program. Everybody knows that's the whiteboard here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let's see. Jaway J is with us. Let's see what he's got to say, though. At Jaway J. Curtis, good to see you too. All is well. Okay, Jaway J. Yes, I'm still in Punta Cana. Okay, let's see. Nice weather in the DR. Come on, Jaway J. Hopefully you're listening. Yes, I did respond. It lit was more easier going up there from the end of the 4-lane road that eventually ends, and you can only get left or right. Okay, let's see what we got. I was more focused on trying to see how far you can see the ocean. Where I was standing, there were way more trees blocking view on the left where VistaCon all will be. Okay, well, quit teasing me so far. Could you see any water? East or west? Let me know. Let me know if you could see any water from there. When the towers go up, you can definitely see the ocean as you can be way up high. I'm not sure what their plan is, but it would be a miracle to see any building going up this year. Jaway J, no buildings going up this year. It's not even going to be delivery until September through December 2025. 2 years and a few months. So no buildings going up. Or do you mean the model? Yeah, again, my criticism, even with Malky was on and he said, yeah, we're going to have it done in July. And I was like, that's 45 days from now because we were around June 15th. Not going to happen. Did not happen. And I told him then, and I told everybody, this is the same talk that Cruise on Land had, saying they were going to do it January. And here it is now. What is this? August? And they still don't have their model and everything done. 8 months. And Larimar's like, oh, yeah, we'll have it. No, you won't. You won't have it done in August either. You won't have it done in September either. I'd be shocked. So I wish you wouldn't have said we're going to have a model over there anytime soon. All right. But yeah, no buildings going up at Larimar anyhow. Expect buildings to go up at Larimar, I would think. Okay, first of all, let's get some things straight. First of all, they're only putting in prime towers, and it's buildings 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, and might be 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's say there's 8 buildings, 15 floors high. They're doing Horizon 1. Those are the only buildings they're putting up. Then they go to the sports complex, which are not buildings. And believe me, you can put up asphalt to create tennis courts, create basketball courts within a week or two. And you can make a soccer field because it's grass. Now, the baseball thing, I don't know what baseball thing they're going to have. If it's batting or something, or if it's actually a baseball field, now, okay, that's going to take green grass. But now if you start talking about, dugouts or anything that's special, yeah, that might take you 2 months. But there's really nothing else because they're going to have a golf driving range in the sports complex, apparently. So basketball, tennis, easy to make, asphalt. Now, so in reality, that's easy stuff to make. What's going to be hard is 0.6 of the boardwalk. Pools, levels, unless they're only going to do one level. But if they do the levels with and 2 hotels are supposed to be built too, by the way. All that is doable in 2.5 years. But where the problem I see coming in is that boardwalk. They said 0.6 of a kilometer. I don't think he meant 0.6 of a mile because then that would be a kilometer. But the fact of the matter is, whether it's 0.6 of a mile or 0.6 of a kilometer, either way, I want to see this. Building multiple levels of pools, shopping. They said they're going to have shopping there too for people down there. So if they're able to do all that, it's possible in 2.5 years. But I think the hang up comes where the pools are going to be made and the beach clubs and things like that. That's going to take a lot more effort in the way I look at it because they have levels. So you're structuring levels, digging stuff out, and it'll be interesting. So That's why I say the end of 2025. They got 2 years and 4 months. So we'll see what happens. But that's all they're building, right? There's not going to be shopping downtown or the mall stuff downtown yet. So everybody in first phase, you're going to have beach clubs. You're going to have your sports complex. You're going to have the first 7 holes of the golf course. That's grass, so that's easily attainable. You're going to have some restaurants. You're going to have hotels open, which you're not going to use hotels. But you're going to have those stores on the boardwalk, so it'll be pretty cool. Okay, yes, referring to the model. That's what he's saying. Yeah, it's not happening, man. Again, I told them nobody has done 5 or 6 months. So I'm like, why would you say there's going to be a model? It's just say it's going to be a model in 2024. I'm like, nobody's put a model up in like 3 or 4 months. Maybe you guys will be different. But let me get back to Cashflow NFT. So for my criticism, as Cashflow NFT would do, they would say, no, man, you got to take down your video. All right. So July 17th, I sent Mike a question because he said after Miami event, he'll come on. So on July 17th, I sent him something. Okay. The Miami event was July 9th through the 7th through the 9th, I believe, 7th through the 10th. So I gave him a week to get himself situated. July 25th, 8 days later, he sends me this message. Hello, Eric. I was sent a video of you saying we banned you on YouTube, but we actually didn't ban you. It was a copyright order. We see this video is not accurate, and it does hurt our company. So to me, you're acting against us, but also yourself as an NFT holder. I'm requesting you take this video down before I will consider participating on your channel. Yeah, I have a problem. I have no problem with your questions, and I am happy to do a one-on-one with you to respond to your questions so that we can get on a better page with you. But my team are not comfortable with me going on your channel when you still have this video in your lineup. All right. Well, my response next day. Micah, I understand your point of view. I keep hearing from you and other people who have said the video is not accurate. What isn't accurate? Ban. You do realize I played Boogie Gopher Club video with my opinion and you banned, copyrighted the videos. To me, that is a ban. Does it really matter at this point? If you don't care about people getting updated info, that's your business. Communication is key, but lots of misdirection. Purchasing an NFT, similar to buying a stock, doesn't require the purchaser to do anything. However, shareholders may have opinions on decisions by the company. You are the second person to use the term hurting the company from video in 24 hours. I won't ask for an explanation. Maybe you should review your own videos from last year and earlier this year when you're talking about inaccuracies and hurting the company. Again, thinking of NFT purchasers, after purchase, there is no explanation of anything. No explanation how to receive their NFT, let alone there isn't an NFT. No explanation that no profits from Miracle Business have been paid to country NFT holders. No explanation of why a person is putting in their wallet address in the back office. No explanations of where to get questions asked. I, for one, realize no explanation or even video of what a person can do at a store. No explanations on ATM, point of sale, rental insurance, lending program that was potential profit centers from Miracle profits shared with NFT holders. Now you were talking about a Phoenix token, which has nothing to do with the Miracle business, in my humble opinion. I thought commissions in NFT was to be sent to wallet addresses and back office. No explanation of buying an NFT, then registering for Miracle Exchange to receive commission. Maybe explain how commissions are received from Miracle, Cashflow, BGC, Biggie Gopher Club, and Star. If you want this to be network marketing, then tell NFT buyers that's what it is. Then it may make sense to some when people ask who is your upline. All right. So I went on about, I heard about a borrowing plan, all this and that. Anyhow, he sent me back something July 9th, 29th, 2 days ago. Eric, Our content is our content. And so when you put it on your channel without asking and then you write the headline, we banned you, I think it's not accurate. Back to that. And neither fair depiction of the situation. I get copyright locks all the time because the material is copywritten. I don't have the right to use. So you were wrong, but you make us look wrong in your video headline. All of what you ask, you can write in an email to our support and they will answer. By the way, you Cashflow NFT guys, did you know there's a Telegram group? Our Telegram groups are for specific things. That's right. They have a commission Telegram group. They have a payments Telegram group, which, by the way, Mike and Cashflow NFT guys, you guys banned me for asking the same questions I just asked. So yes, I was banned. So I don't know what you're talking about. Anyhow, back to the situation at hand. Telegram groups are for specific things, and the group you were in, commissions, nothing else. So again, you're doing this, well, it started garbling words that are not the right way to do it. It's my video. I can do whatever I want. All right. Launching a global company with stores is not a process we can predict. The time it takes, all you ask is implied. Same answer. We have missed our targets to go to market, but all is coming along, not on the timeline we had target to get to the finish line. All right. You know what? I'm going to have to stop right now because these guys are pissing me off. So again, I have the I Got Banned video. January 2022, Micah and Hakan's on the video talking about, we have everything ready. It's all set to go. We just have everything in place, but we need to get everything, organized with the laws and make sure everything's good. But, everything for the stores and everything, it's all in place. The business that we're talking about, the rental insurance program, the ATM machines. We just ordered like a few thousand of them. The point of sales, we ordered a few thousand of them. January 2022, Micah and NFT holders. So now when you break out another video in July saying the same similar things, then you break out a video in November and you got nerve to say that you're going to pay out commissions in February or March probably for the NFT holders because we have new stores coming online in November. Your videos are still up, by the way, speaking of inaccuracies. So anyhow, in my I Got Banned, I told people the videos are down below. They can go watch them themselves. You don't need me to narrate. So anyhow, I had to interrupt because of his bullshit, talking about inaccuracies. So anyhow, this kind of gets me upset because you have people that I was promoting and we have people here in the Ring of Fire. These guys want to act like it's rah-rah shish kumbah and they're telling me they have a problem. And I'm like, no, that's not what you said. In November, what you said was Hakan is working with the Turkish government and helping them implement the laws. So, and the EU came up with their own law. So you were saying, oh, we're all good. We already got our licenses and everything for the EU and different countries that we're in. We are good. Well, if things were good, then why are they not good after 8 months? Come on, man. Stop playing. But anyhow, all right, timeline and whatever excuse. So we are busy building the company. So we're not talking about each item on a weekly basis because we're busy getting it to a stage where we have something new to share. All right, before I start getting upset, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something right now. Let me tell you something. If I went to the EU and I said, landlord, I want to start a business. Hey, how much is it? He says, Eric, it's $2,000 per month, but I want $5,000 up front, $2,000 per month. I'm just going to go down to the tax authority. I'm going down to the place and say, hey, man, I want a license to do my business here. They're going to say, okay. But I'll be damned if it's going to take me freaking 5, 6, 7 months to get my business furniture and set up. That's crazy. That ain't going to happen. We're going to be rolling in 6, 7 months. I'm already licensed. My stuff is here. It's ready. It's inside. What excuse do I have? And I'm not saying I already have a lease either. I can roll over there right now. But you guys are saying you have a lease in November. You're saying you signed agreements in January and February. Here it is, freaking 7, 8, 9 months later. Stores aren't even open, but they're going to open soon. Come on, man. Stop playing. It's a store. It's not an exchange. It's not a blockchain. It's not an NFT. It's a store. Come on. Stop playing. Yeah. So I look at things a little bit differently, especially when you have millions of dollars at your disposal that you're telling people that you're going to do this, do that, and do the other. And then here it is, August, and you didn't even finish what you said you were going to do from November after you said everything was good and ready to go. All right. Anyhow, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but there's some news things. Our Berlin store is days away. I thought it was already open, but it's not. So apparently the Berlin store in Germany is going to open days away, and according to this. And he says the Köln, Koln, also in Germany, a couple of weeks that will open in Germany. Then we will open Spain end of summer. Okay. And then we will open Spain in the summer, France soon after that. So all is good. The interesting thing is he didn't say nothing about the UK. Because if I'm not mistaken, didn't they say they had a lease already and everything was going to be opening in the UK about the end of, what was that, May 27th video? I think it's May 27th. I think they said that they already had the lease agreement signed and everything in the UK in May. So here we are, June, July, August. So 3 months later, it's going to happen, I guess. I don't know. No mention on that. And he puts in this, you act like this is an easy task to do, but you have no idea what it takes from local to international. It's a massive undertaking. No, you're not international. You open a business in the country. Just like I'm in America, I can do business internationally. There's nothing special. I go down and open up a business, get my business license, get my tax license. I'm running business. That's standard. What else you're trying to do with the NFTs and the blockchains and all that, that's an exchange. That's a whole nother ballgame. That could take some time, but then you don't say everything's in place in January 2022. You don't say everything's in place in July 2022, and you don't say everything in place with the miracle business in the end of November 2022. You don't say that then. Why would you say that then? That's ridiculous. So anyhow, by the way, I will end this with this. I forgot. They got an Ernst & Young. Remember that DCF stuff? He says Ernst & Young validated the Germany DCF, and it's what the professor said it was. Okay. Now, somebody's going to tell me something here. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that I got an Ernst & Young letter that said, stop struggling now. Intellectual property was worth $2 billion. Do you think I'd be sitting on that letter? If you guys would have bought NFTs for Stop Struggling Now, do you think I'd be sitting on that information, that letter or anything? Or would I be showing this letter on my next stream? Wouldn't you? Which begs the question, how come there's no excitement in showing it on social media, all this stuff? Sure, they may have it, but then I have to question Ernst & Young, but nonetheless. So I sent him back a message saying, well, whatever, too bad, so sad, and a long letter. But the point of the matter is, I said to him, hey, man, if you have that letter, why haven't you guys released it yet? That would be in a press release. I'm like, I mean, why wouldn't you do that? So I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. That you would have already put that out like whenever you got that info. You'd be going, yeah, man, it's worth $2.8 billion is the country, and each NFT is worth $700,000. You guys would have been Johnny on the spot to try to get more people to buy the NFTs, because you would be lying to them, telling them it's worth $700,000. Based on what? I have no idea, because there's no profits. All right. That's my rant for the evening. So let's see. Jaway J. let's see. I got to go back and see this because I got sidetracked with I was more focused on trying to see how far you can see the ocean. Where I was standing, there were way more trees blocking view on the left, where Vista Kana and all will be. Yes, but where you were standing, Yahweh J, could you see the ocean? The video that you don't know the video. I actually showed the video. I'm going to show it here in a second. When the towers go up, you can definitely see the ocean as you would be way up high. Okay. First of all, Yahweh J, here's the reason why this is significant. Because if you can see the water where you are, that is generally where maybe the boardwalk could be, where people have the beach clubs. So that would be awesome. But even more importantly, remember, the owners have a beach club that's a level up. So that may be 15 feet higher. I'm pretty sure it's going to be more than 10. So after you lay down some asphalt that's 4, 5, 6 inches thick, after you lay down a 10-foot or 12-foot ceilings for those businesses that's down below. So it could be 15 feet higher, and you're walking on top of that 15. So your eyesight will be almost 20 feet high for most people who are 5 feet or more. So that is significant. 20 feet higher would be significant. And then we're talking about the towers would also be higher than the beach clubs. If they're on the same level of the beach clubs, I don't know. But still, that means level one, the people in the lower levels, they would be at a 15-foot because there's going to be a foundation and things like that. So they could also be 20 feet higher already, 20 to 25 feet higher. And so that means anybody that's like, let's just use a simple number, fifth floor could be 25 feet higher than the beach club. And anybody on the 10th floor could be 100 feet higher or more, depending on how tall the ceilings are in each condo. So a person could be 200 feet up. And if you're 200 feet up, I'm pretty damn sure you can see the water. For sure. I don't even think that'll be a problem. So if you're on the 9th floor or 8th floor, you're going to be up there pretty high. So you're going to be over 100 feet high. And the ridge is 100 feet high, by the way, or more possibly. So that's 200 feet high. I think you'll be able to see water, I believe. So everybody's going to be happy if you're on the first phase. All right. Let me know, Yahweh J. Just be specific. Can you see the water from where you were? It sounds like you can. They need to have the club at least with first building. Victor Morero, they are. Well, you're talking, okay, what club are we talking about? So just to be clear, because they do have the clubhouse for the for the golf course, that's not the club. The club for the water, the beach clubs, they are going to be in the first. It's 0.6. I don't know if it's 0.6 of a mile or 6 of a kilometer, but 0.6, whatever of a kilometer, let's say, whatever that is going to have the beach clubs and restaurant, bar, shopping. Remember, they're going to lease those stores that's down below on the boardwalk. So all that's going to be already ready to go, which is awesome. So it's pretty sweet. First impression reviews are critical. We went through it at Margaritaville, and even with all the planning, there were complaints. Yeah. Victor Morero, they have the plan. If you missed it, if some of you missed the video that we had Malky, part of the development team, on, let me get this video for you. It's a live stream. I'm going to put it in the chat room. You can check it out because we actually go over what's going to be included in the first phase. And forgive me because I checked out the video again. I was a little bit excited. Okay. I was excited about this because, again, I believe Larimar is something that's going to be a worldwide spectacular situation for Punta Cana. That's what I believe. And it's going to be interesting if it happens because that's what I'm believing. Everything is set up for them. They've done one hell of a job. It's just not marketed enough, but there's hardly any units left. And I don't understand what's going on because they should be starting selling phase 2, which apparently they have not yet because everything is blocked except for about 8 units maybe 8 to 12 units in the first 4 buildings of Prime Tower. The building that is available is Horizon 1. And the reason why Horizon 1's available is because the 2-bedroom unit, there are only 2 bedrooms and 3 bedrooms in penthouse. They start at $233,000. That's on like the second or third floor. But Horizon 1, everybody has ocean views, or horizon views, which should be ocean views. Everybody, which is pretty sweet. So it's worth it. And the units are a little bit larger than at Prime Towers. All right. So hopefully, here I'm putting it down here. So I don't know if you were there that night, Victor Moreau, but if you don't remember, or if somebody wants to find out a little bit more about Larimar, that's where one of the development team, Daniel Malky's on, myself, and our realtor Gwen. If you're going to buy at Larimar, please make sure you go through Gwen. Please make sure you let them know you're SSN Nation. All right. And if you are going to buy there, please check out some of the videos. The reason why is because of, you might want to understand there's certain units that you actually want. Like what you really want is 7th floor and higher, and you want to be facing the boardwalk in Tower 1 and Tower 2. All right. That's what you really want. Those are 2 bedrooms, and then the center one is 1 bedroom. But as it always turns out with real estate, when people have to put down payments and things like that, sometimes they back out. So even though it's blocked, Gwen has found 4 or 5 or 6 SSN Nation members were able to get floor 7 and higher in buildings 1 and 2, Tower 1 and Tower 2. So we all have ocean view from our units. And we're going to have boardwalk views, sitting on our balcony or sitting in our living rooms, sitting in our bedrooms, going to have views. And those are going to be the the ones that are going to most highly be sought after. When you can put in your listings, ocean view, boardwalk and ocean view, quite frankly, is what's going to happen. And that's going to be spectacular, especially if you're 7th. And the reason why 7th floor is because they're going to have hotels in front of the Prime Towers, Tower 1 and 2. Horizon is not going to have any hotel in front of it. So even if you're on the 2nd floor, you're going to have ocean view. On the 1st floor, you won't, because they're going to have privacy bushes or something like that to cover up, so you'll have privacy. But the 1st floor has swim up pools, swim up. Your whole unit is swim up. You have your own swim up area for your condo, which is cool for Horizon. And Horizon is going to be the jewel of Larimar. So quite frankly, they're going to do something special over there. So yeah. And Victor Morel, it's simple. Let's just call it what it is. Whether it's Margaritaville, whether it's Larimar, whether it's the beach, whether it's Vista Cana, it's not going to matter. There's always going to be issues because people aren't going to be happy. Somebody will come there and they'll be like, hey, the pool wasn't finished, or hey, there was nowhere to eat, or hey, there was noise everywhere. There's always, you can't please everybody. So, but we do know there'll probably be a little issues, but I do like what they're doing, because I don't know how the issues would be, because they just built pools. So if you build pools, lay out cabanas, and you do your beach club thing, and then you have restaurant, bars, and shopping, and the people that are going to do the stores, they're going to set up their stores themselves, so they don't have to do that either. All they have to do is find somebody that's going to lease their space, and then they build it out. Not the developer's not going to build it out. The people are going to bring in their fixtures and the way they're going to design it. So, that's pretty much, I don't see how they're not tying themselves up right now, is all I'm trying to say. They have space, and in spaces, they're going to have the company or the people that's going to rent it out or do whatever. They're the ones that's going to design it. So that takes them off the hook. All they have to do is get the doors, the glasses, whatever they're going to do structural wise. They got to set that up and make that functional. But as soon as they have that set up and electricity running and lighting in the place, then people, they can lease the spot. and get ready. So when they do officially open it, let's say it's December 2025. I'm going to go backwards. That's how, let's just face facts. So when they open, everything's going to be in place. They have a great plan. But anyhow, I put it in the chat room, I believe. Did I already do it? No, I didn't. Yes, I did. I put it in the chat room for everybody on replay. You can go see that live video. It's very, very awesome. Questions are asked. That's what we do here in the SSN Nation. Okay, let's see. Jaway J. What I could see was just the shores of the ocean. Not sure if it was floors 1 to 6 would be able to see shores. Okay, Jaway J, but wait, you're saying that you could see the shores of the ocean? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You can you're going to see like this blue sliver, I believe, right? Is that what you're saying? So if you can see that from where you were, yes, people will be able to see it on the first and second. The first floor, okay, second floor of Horizon, they will be able to see it. You know why? That second floor, they're going to be, well, let's say 15. And then they're also, Horizon's going to be a little higher too. So the second floor is going to be 20 feet higher, 35, 40. Yeah, they're going to be 40 feet higher than where you were when they're on Horizon on the second floor. And then the hotels are going to block anybody on the first through the sixth floor. Well, okay, first through the fifth floor, more than likely. The sixth floor is going to be iffy. But if you're on the seventh floor, you're going to be up 70 more feet. At least. So now you're going to be up another from that ground level. You're going to be 70 plus 15, 95. So you're going to be 100 feet almost higher on the seventh floor. But you're right. 1 through 6, they would be able to see it because they are going to be 30, 40 feet higher than you. But that's not how Prime Towers is designed. Horizon is designed where second through, well, all the levels, second through the 11th, 12th floor, they all have ocean or be able to see the ocean from there. Okay. Maybe we should ask Ernst & Young's ourselves, Professor Antival. It's funny you mentioned that. It's funny you mentioned that. It's real funny you mentioned that. Let me see if I have it. That was going to be on my schedule tomorrow. I have Ernst & Young and I have the valuation team. That's right. Oh, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, these guys don't know everybody. I know. I'm like, okay, I'm not calling Ernst & Young. I know who I'm calling. They have a valuation team for crypto, valuation team for real estate, valuation team. So I already have the valuation team's info. And I'll be sending them some info tomorrow. Actually, I have phone numbers, quite frankly. Anybody can get them. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to call myself. Because I was like, trust me, I'm thinking the same thing. I'm just like, I'll just call them. I don't need you to approve or say nothing. I want to hear how they're going to do cryptocurrency when a company has nothing. 4 stores, no ATMs out, no point. Okay, hold on. 8 or 9 ATM machines allegedly out. 4 or 5 point of sale systems allegedly out. And no commissions being paid, not profitable as far as we know. Otherwise, they'd be paying people with NFTs. So I don't know how they're going to say it's worth, each NFT is worth $770,000. This is a joke. This is because I'm like, hold on. I'm like, hold on a second. Because don't, this is what makes things interesting. If I can get them to say that a company is worth $3 billion, $2.8 billion, and they don't have nothing but a plan, a few stores, then hold on. I'll take that playbook. I'll go open a few stores over in the EU. I'll have a plan that I'm going to be selling some NFTs. I'll have a plan that I'm going to get some ATM machines and point of sale systems and make some deal with some company, Vodafone. I wouldn't be able to do Vodafone, but I'm just saying a company. And then I'll ask you to evaluate it. And then I'll say, hey, you told me that these guys who don't have nothing, just like me. I have 4 stores open. You're telling me there were 2.8 billion, 3 billion? Then how much am I worth? I got the same thing they have. I mean, come on, stop playing. And you're going to sign paper on that? Please, where do I sign? I mean, this is a joke. I'm joking around, ladies and gentlemen, because it is a joke. It's funny as hell. I'm like sitting here in what universe do we sit here and tell somebody, yeah, we have 4 stores and nothing else, and we don't make profit apparently, and they're going to say you're worth $1 billion. I'm like, what are we talking about here? The ocean is too far, my opinion. The view to the resort, like pool area and the green, will be better than that. Honestly, unless I have the ocean in front of me, I'd rather have the lower view, just me. Yeah, Victor Morero, the view's not going to be the main thing. The lower view, though, you're not going to want because lower means you're going to be, well, I'll put it this way. If you're going to take lower, then you might as well take the units in the back, because then you overlook the pool. I'd rather do that if I'm going to take a lower unit, because if I'm on floors 1 through 6 in the prime towers, there's a hotel in front of you. So I'd rather be in the back if I'm going to do that. But, you know, everybody has their, but if you're on the 2nd floor in the prime towers, you have a wraparound deck in prime 1 and prime 2 towers. So that makes it different. All right. So Victor Morero, in his view, the ocean is too far, my opinion. The view to the resort, like pool area and green, will be better than that. Yeah, the boardwalk should be beautiful. And the idea is, it's not so much the idea of the ocean is far away. It's the idea that you can see the ocean. All right. So how many people have been to like Hawaii? And you go stay in like the Big Island, Kona or Kauai, and you're on cliffs and you could see the ocean, but you're like 3-4 miles from the ocean, but you're on the cliff. You can see the water. It's still cool. People still ask, can I see the ocean from here? And then the next question, sometimes when they're in Hawaii, says, how far is it to the beach? That is like the 2 top questions. They already know they're not staying at the beach. So they just want to know, hey, from my unit, can I see the ocean? Yes, but it's 4 or 5 miles away, like Paniola Greens. So next question, how far is the ocean? You tell them a 10-minute drive. They're like, oh, that's it? Okay. But again, at Larimar, Cruise on Land, and any place out there, you're going to tell them, we have a shuttle to the beach. Really? Oh, hell yeah, I'm staying at your spot then. I can go to the beach anytime. That's where the deviations come in. Now, as traditional goes, anybody wants to buy something by the beach, traditionally, by the beach gives you a higher value. That's why I'm excited about Larimar, because even though you're not by the beach, you may be able to see the ocean. And unlike if I'm at, let's say, Vista Cana or any place downtown, I can't see the water. So that's kind of cool. That gives you a little extra, I don't know what to call it. I call it a little extra cachet. So what I'm going to do here is, let's see. Someone with a drone would get a better overview from where I was. Jaway J, see, that's the problem. You are the only person who has shot a video where the clouds weren't hovered on the horizon. You actually had clear day. So I know you could see whatever you could see. And you already said you could see part of the water. I believe that's what you said. You said the shores of the ocean or something. But I'm thinking on the horizon, you couldn't see the actual, waves. You probably saw some ocean view, some color or something. But that's all we need. That's all we need. That's all you needed. So someone with a drone, yeah, we have a drone. The problem is it's cloudy that day. So when he goes up, you really can't see anything. And he doesn't tell the elevation. In fact, it's funny you mentioned this, because let me see if I still have the drone. Here is the drone. In fact, this is 3 minutes, 43 seconds. You guys can tell for yourself. When he tips the drone over on almost near the end, it looks like you can see the ocean, but it's still not clear. So I just wanted to know if you can see it on the ridge. If you can see it on the ridge, everything they build up from there, which everything is up from there, that means when people are at the mall and they're sitting at the restaurants outside at the mall, you would be able to see ocean from there. That is cool. And what also is cool is you get to see over the over Punta Cana region. That is cool. All of that is cool. Scenery is awesome. Now, I will do two things. One, I will show the video. And here is a drone video that people can see. And again, I don't know how high up he is. That is the problem. I can't tell nothing about this. There's clouds in the background, and it just is like, I can't tell. So let's go check this out. I'll let people see for themselves. Check it out. I can't. Shit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. See, most people that have the drone up, including this one, is like you see the clouds on the horizon. To me, I can't see any water, and it wasn't a clear day. Nobody's ever had clear days except Jaway J, and even then, I couldn't tell. So it's very hard. So this is why I've been on you about, can you see the water from where you're standing? And we have a few people comment. I'm going to actually show you guys one other thing, which makes this very, very interesting. Let me give you guys an idea. This is why I love Larimar. I'm going to show you why, because Paniolo Greens is a different scenario. Paniolo, you'll see what I'm referring to. Let's go. Let's see here. We have Brian P in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. He has the icon next to his name. He says, hello, Eric. I hope all is well with you. Yes, it is. It's going well. And by the way, the update, my brother's doing fine. He's still at the hospital, though. Hello, SSN family. I got the notification and video. That's 6 people. Thank you so much, everybody. Please smash the like button. If you like what we're talking about, please subscribe to the channel. If you want to comment on the replay, make that comment. All right. Not enough water view by James Way, but that is what the pools are for. There you go, James Way. That's exactly the thing. James Way, I'm glad you said that, because the beach clubs, the restaurants, the bars, the boardwalk in itself is the thing. The bonus is if I'm sitting in my room and I can actually see the horizon and see water, that's a bonus. But the real deal is I'm sitting in a complex that has all this stuff. I don't even have to leave, quite frankly. Hospitals too. Hospital. I mean, come on. College educations, co-working spots. I don't even have to leave. That's one of the benefits. And if I do want to leave, hey, take the shuttle, goes to the beach. Cool. Hopefully they get something signed with the beach club. That would be awesome. But what is a beach club really? Normally you're going to have to pay. Maybe you won't have to pay, but you're generally, if you go there and you want to get a cabana or get a seating area, you're going to have to pay. But either way, you go to the beach. But you get to the beach, you don't have to be at the beach club. You can just go to the beach. Right? You don't even have to rent the cabana. You don't have to get the lounger. You don't have to do anything. You can go to the beach, though. At least they have a shuttle. Hopefully it's free. I don't know if it's going to be free or not. But that's the cool part. Now, since we got this, I'll show you guys. Just this one came to mind. I mean, there's several others, but I'm going to show you something. Here is Paniola, Island of Kona, Big Island. Here's Paniola Greens. All right. That takes about 7 to 10 minutes to get over here. And you see it's not by the water. All right. But look at this. I want to show you guys this. Look at this here. Let's see if we can get this larger. Look at this. This is what we're talking about. So it depends on what these beach clubs do when they're up 15, 20, 25 feet higher, when you're at the owner's level. If they do something that looks like this, and it's a beach club, which is not going to look like this exactly because you see some of their designs, but it'll be seating areas. If you can get a much larger view of the water, even from the distance, I think you're going to be happy. I don't think you're going to have a view quite like that, but that would be pretty sweet. So this right here is another one. So see, if you see you're hanging out at the beach clubs, at your owner's beach club, and you can get something like that in the distance, that's all you need. You don't need anything crazy. So I just want to give you an idea of when people say, well, it's, it may not be at the beach. This is true. There's some cachet to be at the beach. Everybody, it always costs more generally to stay at the beach. So I'm not going to say there's nothing wrong with that. You're just going to generally pay more traditionally. So far in Dominican Republic, in Punta Cana, so far, the beach hasn't commanded a huge difference in rental pricing. Sure, in some complexes, and in other complexes, no. Because like I said, I stayed directly across from the beach when I was there last in the condo, 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo. Walk outside, walk through the guardhouse, 50, 60 steps, I'm in the water. So that wasn't like 400 a night or 300. It wasn't even 100 a night. All right. So they have those type of units because there's a density of complexes, and had ocean view from the deck. But again, now I will show you some other things. Like, let me see from here. Let's see what we see. I don't know if that's water down there or not. But the point of the matter is, well, they're on a golf course on this one. Yeah, Paniola Greens has a golf course too. All right. So it's a nice place to stay, quite frankly. All right. I'm going to go Airbnb. We're in July. Did they break the record? Let me know what you guys think. Did they break the record in the Dominican Republic for tourists? I think they're going to reach. They're going to be either 790. They should have 50 to 60,000 more. And I'm thinking 790 to 820. Let's see what we got here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, now our annual, our weekly, our monthly. We're going to go to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. It's summer, still the hot spot. I am going to. I don't know what I should put in this weekend. No, I'll put in. Is there a holiday? I don't know. We're going to do 5. All right, just to do family. Let's see what we're talking about. This is 2023, ladies and gentlemen. Anything I'm looking at right now will not be the norm when they build all these other projects over the next year, year and a half. So here we are. This is looking quite good on the right-hand side. I have to admit, I like 400s. I like 158. I like 284. I like 550. I like 384. We love it, but let's get down to biz, shall we? Let's start looking a little bit deeper into this, because this is what you want to know. If you're investing, you should be doing a little homework. See, here's that El Cortocito situation. See, this is what I'm referring to. Because they have so many units. Let's see what happens here. We have a 135. Oh, that's surprising, but a 4.5, which is not bad. Let's see. Are they by the water? Yes, they are. Penthouse, private beach, 3 bedrooms, 135 a night. So that's doable, but that's only one. What else do we have? Okay, I like 156, right by the beach again. Ocean front, 181 a night. 156, ocean view penthouse, 3 bedrooms. Okay, that's expected in El Cortocito, quite frankly. They have so many units. But here goes 732. Somebody's asking, beachfront penthouse. I like it. So we're well over the hundreds. This is good. This is very, very good for summer. Very good. And some of these people only bought their places for 180, 160, 150, 200,000 maybe. So this isn't bad. Or less. I'm trying to think. Where I stayed at, the lady said 2008 or 9 when she bought hers. It was 246,000 across the street from the beach. 246,000. She wasn't going to take anything less, and apparently she sold it because it's no longer for sale. She was waiting for the 246 or thereabouts because she's been renting it for 12 years. So she was like, I got money after all these years. I'll just take the 246. The first person that gives me 246, I'll take it. So she was renting for 11, 12 years. So it was all good at the time. All right. So this is interesting. Beachfront penthouse, 198. So the anomaly is this 89. Luxury beachfront. Okay, this is the anomaly. I don't know if it is beachfront, but they're saying it is. The complex may or may not be. But generally, it looks like you're going to be averaging about 180 at this point, it looks like, in this area. So we will go. Of course, we have Victor Marrero in the house, which is actually something I use as well. I always go to Victor Marrero's spot. The reason why I go there is Rock is because there's an anomaly. They have golf courses. They have plenty of condos, but each of the places have the pool. They may have a restaurant. They may have a fitness center, and they may have, what am I missing? Restaurant, fitness center, pool, swim up bar. They may have that. So this gives me a floor because they are at the Hard Rock compound. They will get to go to the casino. They will get to go to the nightclub. So that's why it's very interesting how much it costs there. This looks like almost same pricing as in hanging down at in El Cordicito Los Corrales. 204, 89, 84. I think this is, yeah, it is. 99, 162. Well, actually a little bit less, but generally that's not bad. These places all cost, well, 89,000 could have been a one bedroom, but a Sleep 5 is a two bedroom. Some people bought their two bedrooms like, well, depends on which project they're in. The Galaxy, 200,000. Um, Space, I think 200. Condos, the condos, Rock condos, I think were like what were they? 120, 117, 120 at one time. So these people can charge less because it was a lot less back in the day. And here we are, we have people doing $99, two bedrooms. That they have a oh, you guys aren't seeing that, are you? Yeah, you are. Okay. Yeah, this is Rock. They have a beach club, but you got to pay 25 or 30 to go use the beach club. It's a consumption fee. So basically, you can eat, drink for the $30. I believe it's 30. And then if you don't, well, you don't. And then, but you have access to the beach club at that point. Believe it's 25 or 30 per person. Okay, so I use that as a parameter. So I see what we're going to be dealing with. So if this is what the norm is right now, we don't know what this will be a year from now or 2 years from now, but we have to assume prices will be higher. But the problem is at Rock, the prices are higher than 200,000. All right, that's the problem. So you would have to a year from now be able to rent, in my book, 1%, $200. All right, so we don't know, but this is what you should be doing if you really want to tie in and get to understand what's going on. Now we're talking about August, and it appears, and now I'm going to go to Vista Cana because, and Primavera, which are right here in this area. Primavera's right here. Vista Cana is right next to it. So oftentimes these are going to be villas. So this gives you an idea. Look, that's Primavera 2. That's a 1,500 square foot villa with a pool. Well, yeah, pool. And he's wanting 154. Well, somebody might say that's cheap. Well, guess what? 3 years ago, this was like $100,000. So at 154, he's doing pretty good. 114 is another three bedroom. And again, if they bought this 2 or 3 years ago, it was under 100 G's, depending on which three bedroom. It could be a 3-2 on the L shape or not. But either way, 100,000, 125,000, they're doing good. Something at Vista Cana, luxury villa, 186. Man-made pool. The villa was probably more than 186. So this is what I do. So I start looking around and I'm like, wait, what's happening here? 130, a villa. That's interesting. This looks like it's in. Wait, I don't know where this is. Oh, that's in Oasis del Lago, where villas are now. Okay, back then the villas were like 189, 200. Now they're like 300,000. I'm referring to. Uh, I don't like these rent numbers right now, but there's nothing in Vista Cana, so it makes sense. Other than the man-made beaches, there's nothing else. There's no sports complex. There's the golf course isn't ready. There's nothing else. They got the Yak Lounge and they have the fishing pool and the Vista Cana Beach Club is coming online, but there's no infrastructure yet. So I pay attention to that. I see what Primavera's doing. There's hovering, and look here, 62 a night. He's had 53 rentals, but he's now. I will say this: remember where some of these projects, like Cruise on Land, plus or minus 10% on what they're renting. Have you noticed all of these projects are not plus or minus? So what would end up happening if she can't do, or he can't do 62, this person can't do 88, That person can't do 120 because they say our rental price for our property is 150. So now you can only go down to 135 or up to 165. Look at this range. So these people are trying to rent based on, he's got a 5-star for his 120. Look at this, 22 rents, 114. So there's a difference of what happens in pricing. That's brand new, very nice again. And right now it's 140. It's 140,000 for at Primavera 2 for that 1,500. I'll use this one. This unit right here is 145, 150,000 right now. Like I said, it started at like 80 G's when it first came out, and and then it went to 100. Then it went to like 125 just about a year and a half ago. Now they're up to 145, 150. So they're moving up slowly. So that's a good thing. And actually, this person put on a bathroom back here. So this actually is going to be 3 bedrooms, unless that's a room. I don't think that's a room. If it is, that'd be interesting. But 3 bedrooms, and he has 3 bathrooms now, because that should be a bathroom. And he put in a barbecue. So yeah. Oh, this guy right here has a wall as well, which makes it very nice. He gets his rent. He's done 7, and there's another one in here too. But anyhow, that's what we talk about, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we look at, just so you know. All right, I'm pretty sure I have questions about it. What's up? Georges Charles is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream with the icon next to his name. He says, dang it, I missed it. No, didn't miss it. Any 4-bed villas? No, there's no 4-bedroom villas. Not in Primavera 2, because they didn't offer that. Unless that guy put one in, but he says it's a 3-bedroom. So he has a 3-bedroom, 2.5 baths. So that's probably a bathroom outside. So he made it a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath. Let's see. Here we go. Victor Morrell. Yes, original Conorock condos were around 100K. Exactly. I remember Conorock condos in 2020 when they had that special where they sold like 5 units for 89 grand for a 1-bedroom. And then the 2 bedrooms were 117. It was crazy, which was hell of a deal, quite frankly, in retrospect, because of the pricing for Galaxy, Space, and all the rest. They will get an uptick because their 2-bedroom units are going to be there, and people are going to have to pay $300,000-$400,000 for 2 bedrooms at Galaxy and Space. So they're going to say, well, why don't I take this other one? And it's probably going to be like 200 and something. So it works out for everybody. But no, Georges Charles, no 4 bedrooms at Primavera 2. I don't think anybody did that. In fact, here's what we're going to do next. I'm going to do this. We're going to go up to 8 for the August 11th through the 18th. Now, when we go to 8, that starts changing some things. 408 now, somebody wants. Oh, 3 bedrooms, 7 beds, 408, and he's in Primavera. Look, can the guy get it? I don't know. But what I do know is there's a basketball court, there's a pavilion, there's a barbecue area, there's 3 pools in Primavera. That I do know. So they actually have some amenities. I don't think they have started their fitness center nor the game room yet, but those are coming. Will he get 408? Unlikely. The reason why I say that is because here's another unit. And here's another unit. This is at the beach, 467. They're half price. So he may get it, may not get it, but he's trying. And look what happens. 265, getting downtown. I don't even know where this could be. Lux Villa. Oh, San Juan Lakes. Naturally. So 261, 4 bedrooms. All right, that's not bad. It's not crazy. I'm not ecstatic. But look what happens near the beach. We start getting into villas. because hardly anybody's going to have sleep 8s. Yep. So that's why these are expensive. So now you know what you would do if you get near the beach, you want to sleep 8. Oh, and we know where this is. Mr. Huh, Mr. Cool knows where this is. Tequesta. And yes, everybody, some of the people way back, like this unit has ocean views, and you just walk right out, and next door, all inclusive place, but they allow you to order from their restaurant. And quite frankly, there's a pier out here that some people know about. That's where me and the wife actually had dinner, on the beach, on the pier, out in the middle of the water. It was cool. It's down here. Well, you can barely see it. It's right here. So Tequesta's here. Walk down here. Sundown, twilight, perfect. And you walk out, it's probably, I don't know, 60 feet, 70 feet out until you get to the rotunda. And other people can eat in the same section. It's a place they set up in the evening time. They'll put candles out, all kind of stuff. It's very cool. Just saying, just so you know. So anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Yes, that's when it was the perfect time to buy at Conarock. 89,000 for a 1-bedroom on the Conarock condos. Not every place has 1 bedrooms. And then, like I said, the 2-bedroom, that same sale was 117, and they had more of them because they had phase 1 and phase 2 coming. So those would have been deals. 2 bedrooms, 117,000, even though they don't have all these crazy amenities. But they're coming. They're bringing in the commercial shopping area somewhere there. They decided to upgrade. So can't be upset about that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's about it for the night. Is economy going to get better or worse? Do you have a plan? You better have a plan. Whether it gets better or worse, you should have a plan regardless. And again, if you'd like to get involved with pre-construction properties, you can search the channel, pre-construction. You'll see several. You can also go down below in the description box and get some information and get some access to videos, because you'll see Vista Cana, Larimar, even Cruise on Land, I believe, is down there. And I might have something else, so you can check it out yourself. And then I'll have numbers to realtors, but let them know you're from SSN Nation. So then that way you'll get special treatment if there's such a thing. But if you say, hey, I want an ocean view, call me when it comes. Or, well, in the case of Larimar, I want to be up front so I can possibly see part of the ocean. Then you got to wait because there's no units. But that doesn't mean somebody didn't cancel. But Gwen is on, scours it. I don't know how he does it. But like I said, somebody cancels, he's Johnny on the spot. He locks it. So you got to be ready to put 10%. Well, put a reservation down of 1,000 to 2,000, and then ultimately complete with 10% down. All right. So hopefully that helps you out, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to call it a day, call it an evening. I want to thank you for being here tonight. Thank you, everybody, for your input and your feedback, and I appreciate it. Now, please smash the like button before you go. I love you very much. I'll see you on Wednesday night at 8:50 p.m. But remember, Wednesday night is for members of the channel with the icon next to their name. They're the only ones that can be in the chat room. So if you want to be in the chat room on Wednesday, you'd have to become a member. All right. So just remember that. And Professor Auntie Val, thank you so much for being here once again, with the heart, with the strength. And everybody, don't forget to go over to the beachfrontjava.com. All right, beachfrontjava.com. Go over there, order up your premium blend coffee, show some love for our own Professor Auntie Val and family. They're starting businesses like they should be. Clothing business, check. Coffee business, check. Who knows whatever else business is, check. Getting that extra stream of revenue and starting it at the right time, because the roaring 20s are going to be here faster than you think. And you're going to be left behind if you don't have some asset. And an asset is a business. You can grow it now. Start growing it, because it does take time to grow a business with all the advertisements, all the social media. There's a bombardment of people. They're getting immune to just skipping, passing. Don't even pay attention if you're trying to advertise. So therefore, you got to get out now, because every little bit will help you. All right. And I put in the chat room again. Make sure you let Professor Auntie Val know when you order. Make sure you put in SSN Nation, Stop Struggling Now, send an email. So then this way, your next order, you get 10% off. The first order you won't, unless you already ordered before July 3rd. But if you ordered after July 3rd until now, you got to let them know you're part of the SSN Nation and get your 10% off for life. Indonesia, that's where some beans are from. Africa, that's where it's from. Peru, Honduras, some of the beans are from. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Exotics, special blends. Check it out. All right, go do it. Show some love, some support. And with all that said, again, make sure that you stay out of trouble. That's the number one key right now. And like I said, I love you. Make sure you like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And you know it's hard out here. I know it's hard out here. And if you think it's easy right now for you, great. Congratulations. Guess what? What if prices go up 20% more next year across the board? You still going to be good? What if it goes up 50% over the next 2 years? You still going to be good? Guess what? That's probably what's going to happen. So get ready and better be good. F average, be legendary. Start what you need right now. You got a short window because once it takes off, you're going to get steamrolled, or you're just going to have to deal with living paycheck to paycheck or dealing with some bad situation financially because there's going to be less people working, cost increases going up, and not only that, there are going to be situations where prices are going to increase beyond what you could have even imagined. You might not have insurance coverages, so now that's going to be a thing. They may tell you to upgrade, do this, do that with your electrical, do this with your roof, do this with whatever. You don't know what's going to happen. Medical could rise. It will. You don't know what's going to happen. So therefore, you're going to have to figure out, do I want to make an extra 50%? How do you do that? You start with some plan now. Have a plan. All right. Got nothing but love for everybody. Thank you so much for your contributions I've already mentioned. And with all that said, keep your head up. Keep moving. And I'm out.